And now, your mama knows.
Welcome to Anthony L. Lewis
Epic
Entertainment, where everything is in real life, no characters, no filters, just Anthony L. Lewis. What to expect is me meeting people, going to different places, and checking out a bunch of different things, be it movies, restaurants, or anything else. Oh, and one of my favorite hobbies are video games, so I guess we'll be doing some of that too. Well, I'll see you all in the next video, and I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and share this to some more people so they can get in on this Anthony L. Lewis
Epic
Entertainment.
And now, your mama knows. And now your mama knows.
Welcome to Anthony L. Lewis Epic Entertainment, where everything is in real life, no characters, no filters, just Anthony L. Lewis. What to expect is me meeting people, going to different places, and checking out a bunch of different things, be it movies, restaurants, or anything else. Oh, and one of my favorite hobbies are video games, so I guess we'll be doing some of that too. Well, I'll see you all in the next video, and I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and share this to some more people so they can get in on this Anthony L. Lewis Epic Entertainment.
And now your mama knows.
What's going on, guys? It's the Cowboy, King of Entertainment, and I'm back with another video. It's Anthony L. Lewis in real life. I am your host, the all-purpose champ, the master of vlogging, the king of content, and guys, got some updates for the channel, mainly Tuesdays. So Tuesdays is, so since I moved to Florida from New Jersey, I shook things up a little bit on the channel, right? I decided to make it primarily vlogging, right? At least for the first month. Once we kind of got situated, actually a little longer than that, because it took us a little bit to move into our house, right? Get our stuff together. And so I always wanted to do a podcast where I had creative control and I would just talk about anything. You guys could come in and be like, hey, did you hear about such and such? We could just Google it and pull up articles and just see where it takes us. Kind of like the Joe Rogan podcast. So my son watches the Joe Rogan podcast a lot. Now, I've never seen an actual podcast of his. I just always see clips on YouTube. So I asked him last night, I said, how is the Joe Rogan podcast formulated? Like, what is this formula? Because to me, I see the craziest stuff all over on YouTube, right? And he said, no, pretty much that's how it is. He kind of just talks about whatever interests him. And if guests come on, he let them bring up whatever interests them. I said, man, that's what I've always been trying to do. But because most of you guys met me through video games, right? A lot of people just want to talk gaming. And I get that. But I feel like there's so much more out there than gaming. And I love gaming, but then it always turns into console wars. So for me, at first I started doing my Anthony L. Lewis and You Epic People podcast, and it was kind of what I wanted. But I felt what was missing was that hardcore gaming aspect, because my guy FCat, he comes up with all these topics on the old podcast, the Monday podcast, and people love it, right? But it's more your console war stuff, right? So one of the things was when I moved, I wanted to have my own room, right? Like, this is my room, right? You see the Anthony right up there, right? You see Freddy Krueger over there, which I'm a little mad because technically it's supposed to be Jason, Freddy Krueger's, and Michael Myers. But on that angle, you see Jason. And I don't like that the angle you always see Freddy, you know? Because Jason is my boy. Anyway, so as I'm doing my thing, my wife walks in, but she is amazing because she brought me in a soda. And also, what she made for dinner today, this might sound crazy, but it's actually fish and beans. I love beans, I love fish. So there you have it. Anyway, so back to the story. So my guy FCat, I said to him, I feel like what's missing is that hardcore stuff that only you can do. Only FCat can do this. And so I said, look, if you want to do some stuff on my channel, have your own little podcast, cool. I don't really want to be a part of it. I'll just be there, just be in the background to invite people and stuff like that. So FCAT been doing that for a little bit, and originally I was still going to do my podcast too, but we just couldn't make it work because a lot of people, want to go on and on about the game and stuff, and the hardcore stuff. So in the end, the FCAT said there's not really much gaming stuff right now. It's kind of like dead, really. He feel like Grand Theft Auto is going to suck the sales out of a lot of stuff, and sales as in like sales on the ocean, boats. So anyway, we came to creative differences, and it's just okay. I want to do a Monster Hunter Tuesday stream, right? And I might do it later on, whatever. We'll see. Um, and so the game comes out on the 28th, which is next week, Friday. So that following Tuesday, March 4th, every Tuesday I'll have a Monster Hunter stream, right? Now, you guys know me. I do so many different things and then I get bored of it and I decide, all right, never mind. So I don't know how long I'll be doing the Monster Hunter stream, but Monster Hunter is a really interesting game, and I like it because it seems like a boss rush game, right? It seems like the type of game where you just pretty much fight bosses. Like every encounter is almost like a boss, right? Some might be like a little weak boss, powerful boss, but it feels like you're facing a boss. So I thought, how cool would it be as if every Tuesday I get together, it's only 4 players, and then people could jump in and we could try to take down a boss that maybe they're having trouble beating. Probably be me trying to get the community to help me. And so I thought that would be something kind of cool to do. So there you have it. Anthony L. Lewis, Monster Hunter Wilds Tuesday. So that's what I'm going to do. Not sure on the time, but when I start that, then FCAT say he'll take a little sit back at this point because the lack thereof gaming news and stuff like that. So he said, look, when I get tired of Monster Hunter, maybe we'll do something, and we'll see. We'll see what I want to do. I don't like to make promises I can't keep, so we'll just see what goes on. But you guys need to be here next week for FCAT's news report because it's gonna be all out, and so you guys should really, really tune in. And also, as I try to convince FCAT to come up with his own channel, so I'm working on it. FCAT's in the building. Speaking of that, I said Monster Hunter Wilds will fade out in less than a month. Nah, I don't think so. Monster Hunter is oh, you mean on this channel? Maybe. But Monster Hunter is a very popular game. And so I think, Monster Hunter is going to be probably one of the best-selling games of the year. And I think it's going to be really popular because it's just a big franchise that people love. We'll see how far I stick with it. All right. Now, I'm trying to sneak and eat at the same time. There was a bunch of topics I actually wanted to get to. And I never got around to it. So I want to get to it now. It's just a lot too. So we'll see where we goes. But also I will have the link for you guys to join. So if anybody want to join me, but let me see, where do I start, man? This is a lot. So let's do this. I'll start with this one video. I guess what I'm gonna do is just actually I'm gonna need a new chat to put stuff in. Let me create one real quick. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna create a new channel. Just name it you epic people. You know what? I'll just name it Epic Podcast. How about we do that? Make it short and sweet. All right, so Epic Podcast. Sucks that I gotta do it this slow, but our epic podcast. Let me create it. All right, now I'm gonna just be able to like throw in links for stuff I want to cover. All right, so first things first. This actually happened, and I want to bring it up. So, epic podcast. Let's do this. I think I have to go to a whole different thing. Probably shouldn't be showing that. People looking into our our Discord. But check this out. So there was plane crashes, and I thought it was wild. So check this out.
Hacked into the automation system, which those helicopters do have, and either hijacked it by remote control, or you had what you've seen a lot of times with these Islamic pilots that'll work, for years as pilots, and then kamikaze. And I'm not saying the pilot did that. I'm just saying that's what all the experts are saying is.
So that was, we had two plane crashes. This was the one where a plane and a helicopter crash. That is wild. Let's look at it again. Never got to talk about it. Wow. All right, so that was that. Now, you want to trust anything for Alex Jones? Yeah, I don't really know him that well. I just wanted something with the I just wanted something that had the actual video. So he had the video, but check this one out. All right, so you can find everything on Twitter. All right, so look at this one. This was wild. Now, this was actually a mile from my stepson's house. How crazy is that? Check this out.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
Crashes in the middle of the street.
Oh my God! La ilaha illallah.
How crazy!
There's a plane, bro. Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! What the hell?
Bunch
what the hell?
Devastated. So, yo, what's going on? Still looks suspicious. Which one? The one with the helicopter? He said, did he say Allah Akbar? Sound like he did. That's that. Just some crazy stuff was going on, and I just wanted to cover it. So that was that. Now check this out. So watch this. So check this view of it out. Look at the area. Look at where like it's just devastated. The ground is just, look at that. That is wild. An airplane crashed right there. Look at the ground. That's wild. So we never got to talk about it. So yeah, I just wanted to bring it up. I don't think I really talked to any of you guys about it. I'll pause it right there. That's wild. Yeah, that was 1 mile away from my stepson's house, from Sandy's son house. Sandy's son apartment. That's wild. So I'm gonna start a gaming podcast. Oh, in GTA 6, you might be able to do that. You should start a murder. You should start a gaming podcast in WWE The Island. What if we could do our We Wrestle Wednesdays in the island and people come up to actually watch it in the island? Since they said 50 people could actually be in a server, that'd be kind of wild. And speaking of that, I had something I wanted to show you guys. Also, I'm just kind of all over the place, just pulling up different topics I just wanted to talk about, never got a chance to. And then, then we could get into some gaming and all that. Whatever you guys want. But check this out. Now, speaking of wrestling, let me see. Crazy times we live in. Yeah, right? Are we damn sure going to figure it out? Look at this. This was one of the craziest injuries I've seen in a while. Check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm serious about this. Somebody's got to check McDonough.
Damn.
He doesn't have a damn broken neck.
So he
WWE
actually
star JD McDonough will be out of commission for a couple months after this freak accident on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, McDonough, my goodness, oh my God. JD McDonough may be knocked out cold. JD McDonough hit the back of his head on the announce table. Somebody
still finished the match, though.
Out here.
The hit went down during a tag team championship match with partner Dominic Mysterio. The duo taking on the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar.
Dominic and JD McDonough wasted little time. Going at
look
the
at
War
this
Raiders.
again, man.
JD attempting a high-risk moonsault off the middle rope, hit the back of his head on the announcer's table.
No idea how McDonough is still
Talk about high risk.
after that unbelievable moonsault. Up on the
Look, he still wanted to get in the ring.
JD McDonough, man, talk about a tough dude.
While JD finished the match, he later updated fans on X, writing, "I've got a couple of broken ribs and a punctured lung, so I'm going to be out for a couple months. All things considered, it could have been a lot worse, so I'm grateful for that. See ya in a bit." Meanwhile, Monday Night Raw is continuing to bring all the action to wrestling fans after its streaming debut on Netflix earlier this.
All right, we don't need to see all that, but here, let's see that again.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm serious about this. Somebody's got to check McDonough.
Damn, one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm serious about this. Somebody's got to check McDonough.
Bam! Yo, his shoulder blades and everything. Dude, that was wild. Look at that. Anyways, I just kind of want to bring that up because it was something that happened and it was so crazy. The impact. You see, Murder saw me go off on. Oh, really? FK, you're usually kind of calm. He said I was at work, FK. I didn't see it. What happened? Oh, FK, you got to tell us. If I start my own channel, these Xbox fans are going to report me for harassment and get me. You don't harass nobody, though. Break your neck, Busta Rhymes, right? Yeah, I feel like you don't harass people, so you'll be all right. I think all you really do is put out information, you know what I mean? I don't see, where it's that bad what you do. So I got something else that happened that I want to bring up. Oh, damn it. Come on. Okay, here we go. Check this out. So our new president, Donald Trump, ain't playing games.
Last year, a male cyclist posing as a woman competed in the 800-mile Arizona Trail Race, a very big deal in cycling, and obliterated the women's course record by nearly 5.5 hours.
Damn.
Sounds like a lot, doesn't it, huh?
That is wild.
5.5 hours. So, but you have to hear the weightlifting records. You think that's bad? The weightlifting's worse. In 2023, a man in women's powerlifting broke 2 world records and outlifted his closest female opponent in one event by 440 pounds.
Damn.
And they continue to defend themselves, Mr. Congressman. You know that, right? They continue to defend themselves. We hope they continue onward because I don't think we can lose a race. This was one of the big reasons that we all won, and it's one of the big reasons that we had a record, a landslide like they haven't seen before, very often anyway. And who could forget last year's Paris Olympics where a male boxer stole the women's gold medal after brutalizing his female opponent so viciously that she had to forfeit just after 46 seconds, and she was a championship fighter. And actually, they had 2 women or 2 people that transitioned, and both of them won gold medals, and they won them very convincingly. But all of that ends today because with this executive order, the war on women's sports is over.
Whoa.
With my action this afternoon, we're putting every school receiving taxpayer dollars on notice that if you let men take over women's sports teams or invade your locker rooms, you will be investigated for violations of Title IX and risk your federal funding. There will be no federal funding.
All right, so we got to talk about that.
Last year,
I'm a pause. Damn it! Can I
a male cyclist posing as a woman.
All right. Anyway, man. So I gotta agree with him, right? Yeah. I just think that more harm can be done if we allow men to go against women, and more harm can be done if we allow men to go in women's bathrooms. Now, I don't see more positive, so that's why I'm on that side of the fence. So if there's an argument to be made that it's positivity, then that would be a good case to be made. But I think more negative will come from it. So I think I agree with what he's saying. It just makes sense. If we just stick to a man boxing a woman, I'm sure there's some pretty good women, but for the most part, a man is physically stronger. So and then other stuff, just the records being shattered. Like obviously, it's kind of a no-brainer, right? You're like, duh, right? So yeah, I mean, I agree with him. I think that was a good move. And at the end of the day, some people who disagree, well, it's okay. He's only going to be president for another 4 years, and then maybe somebody will change that. So, but that's why you got to vote, right? So, just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was deep, and I think it is a good conversation. And I mean, the world is getting a bit crazy nowadays, and so there you have it. Let me do one more. I got 2 more. And then I'll open it up, and then we could just get real with whatever you guys want to talk about. All right, so this one I'm gonna see if it actually comes up or not, because it might not, because it didn't even open up on my thing. But we'll see. let's see. Okay, yeah, so check this out. I thought this was interesting. So all you guys, well, it's for anybody, but you're in a relationship, stuff like that. Check this out.
The church has to do a better job teaching men that we are not entitled to our wives' body anytime we want it. I think men don't know how to handle rejection.
I didn't even like hearing you say that just now.
Right. Your body's not your own, you know what I'm saying? Submit to your husband. But it's always when we want sex. Let's just be real. We never say that when we need to die to our flesh. All my uncles had a lot of women. And then I started watching porn when I was 11 years old. I grew up seeing men not rejected. I think even in Christ, subconsciously, I go into this marriage not ready to hear no. Wow. And so what happens when I hear no in a marriage? I want to run to a distorted version of intimacy, fix my ego, handle my lust issues. For me, I wasn't ready for rejection in my marriage, and I wasn't just honest with myself about the idolatry that I had in a woman's touch. The only thing that we shouldn't be able to live without is the Lord. When my wife told me no, it would mess up my whole week. I couldn't even function. I knew it became an idol when my identity was attached to it. And I think a lot of times men attach their identity to how much their wives or their women want them. And it's like, if our identity is wrapped in it, when we don't get it, we're going to run to perverted versions of it.
So here's the thing.
Handle my lust issue.
Hey man, why are wives going to be telling us no, right? If they just don't tell us no, we don't have a problem. Nah. No, you know what? I think he's onto something, because growing up, you feel some type of way if a woman does say no, right? You dating your girlfriend, your fiance, your wife, and you just feel like, yo, sex is like a big part of your relationship, and like, what the hell? But a lot of times, men have a bigger sex drive than women. So a lot of times men would want sex more than women. And so a lot of times women could be like, I'm not in the mood, right? And you know how they say, like, oh, women, you got to turn the key. You got to do so much to get them into it, where guys would be like, let's go, right? See, my wife walked past me, with a tight pants on. I'm like, hey, So I think it is cool what he's saying. And it does make sense that we can't get whatever we want every time. Murder's laughing, but hey, Murder, you know how it is. Come on, man. Like, what are you talking about? No to who, right? But it is a real thing. And thanks for you guys who are popping in now. This is Anthony L. Lewis and You Epic People, the podcast where we could discuss anything, and we're just here, just having fun. So thank you for being here. If you're new to the channel, I'm pretty much a vlogger. My whole life has been on scene since 2011. Every birthday, Christmas, Valentine's Day, my honeymoon in Mexico, swimming with sharks. So I put out a daily vlog, and you guys can check that out every day. And then Tuesdays, do a podcast. And then Wednesdays, I do the We Wrestle Wednesday Wrestling League. But, yeah, I mean, I thought that was cool. So I seen that a while ago, and I just wanted to pull it up and talk to you guys about it, because I think it's real. Now, I wonder how many women are in that situation. Like, how many women are out there and their sex drive is higher than their men? And how many women are out there and they're like, I want it and he doesn't want it? That's interesting. Murder said, I'm just different and don't feel like them dudes, only because I've never felt like that. I got you. Murder said, I ain't never been rejected. I was never told no. That's why I got 80 kids. Just saying. And I got another video, and then I got a hypothetical question for you guys. And then after that, it's just certain stuff I want to pull up and go over. And then once I kind of pull that up, and we get through it quick, it's just stuff that's on my mind. So I have these certain things that's on my mind. I'm like, yo, let's talk about that. And then once we talk about it, then I can move on. Let's see. Oh, I think I posted the same thing. Hold on. All right, here we go. All right, so let's put this in. Now this is interesting. Now this is a real life thing that we may be facing at some point. Give me a moment. Check this out, guys. Now this is interesting. Now look at this. This is about the comet that's supposed to be that might hit the planet in 2032. Somebody made a little mock-up of it, and they pretty much said this could happen in 2032. Check this out. So the thing is, that's possibly could happen in 2032, and that's really not that far from now. But the thing is, it's not like it's gonna, destroy the planet or anything like that. It would just, whatever city it hit, it's a wrap for them. Murder said, no, I don't feel any way. If a woman has ever told me no, besides buying my games, then I feel a way. FK said, call Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck. That could happen today. Yeah, they're saying in 2032, there's an asteroid that might get close to hitting the planet. That's pretty big. Like, we have asteroids that hit all the time, but nothing that size has hit us since the dinosaurs. So, well, since dinosaurs was bigger than it. Actually, no. I heard something like it happened maybe in the 1800s or something like that. But that would be wild. All right, now, I have a hypothetical thing I just wanted to bring up, right? I was thinking about this the other day, right? It's something kind of crazy. I always got something crazy that comes across my mind. So just hear me out. This is a what if. And let me get rid of the asteroid. Okay. What if, okay, hear me out. Oh, he said the movie 65 million. Yo, that movie was actually pretty good. Excuse me, what was it called? Was it just called 65 million? It was dope though. The whole catch of it was they actually went to a planet where the dinosaurs was at before the comet came to destroy the dinosaurs. So that was crazy. The crash landed on the planet, and it was like right before the event was going to happen. That was pretty good, actually. Aerosmith singing in the background, right? I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing, even if all right, anyway, so hypothetical, right? What if when one baby is born, two people on Earth die? Like, what if it was just a thing where, like, one baby is born and just randomly, two random people just die? Now, do you think that would be better for the population, right? It would be kind of like, instead of it being overpopulated where we might have like 1 million babies born in one day, but then 2 million people would end up dying. But the question is, would it make sense if the 2 million people was really old, or if it was just random? Like, a baby is born and another baby might, a baby might die, and a teenager might die, or an older person might die, and then the death thing is like, okay, well, how would the death go? Would it be a crazy freak Final Destination accident? Would it be somebody just fall down and drop dead? Would it be somebody die in the middle of in the night and they sleep peacefully? That would be the interesting thing. Just 65. They kind of showing you kind of what they think happened 65 million years ago. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was just called 65, right? Yeah, I seen that in the movie. That was actually pretty good. Pretty good. Also, I just seen Captain America, A Brave New World. That was pretty good too. If you guys didn't see it, I won't spoil anything, but I thought that was pretty good. And if you didn't see it, you guys should probably get out and see that. Yeah, it was pretty good. What else? I'm trying to look and see the space I have, and like, if I wanted to put some stuff up and see if people could see it, like, I guess I would have to move this over for you. It's like if I had stuff sitting on there. Everything I have has wheels. So it's kind of cool that I just pretty much roll stuff all around. I got another one here, a smaller one there, and I just rolled stuff around that I got stuff in. Well, let me see. That's a crazy concept that could be made a movie. We'd be the bounty hunters trying to kill the babies. No, yeah, I mean, I thought it would be kind of crazy. Like, imagine, remember the movie called, what was it called? It was when baby stopped being born, and then the one girl had a baby. Brave New World, more like Born New World. You didn't like it? But that was actually pretty good. See something. So I want to bring up some gaming stuff. I've been playing because Murder did ask me. I've been playing Astrobot like crack, right? I've been playing it like crazy recently. I beat it last Thursday, but I wanted to unlock all the bots, right? So I've been playing it like crazy, and I first said, okay, it's still repetitive, right? I did say it was fun. And then after eventually it was like, okay, I think the thing is, okay, here's the pluses. The plus is that the stages are really short, right? So you get on a stage, you finish the stage, and you move on. But the bad thing is you can pretty much finish the game pretty fast, but then it's all about doing the stages again to find the bots you missed. And you do the stages over and over and over and over and over. And so it's fun when you finally find that bot, but going through it is kind of like, dude. So like the replay value is there. If you say you want to try to get the extra bots, you don't have to, but sometimes trying to find them will unlock other stages as well. So, I mean, it's a good game. I don't think it should have won Game of the Year. I guess I would have to revisit what games was nominated. But man, now as far as being one of the, it is definitely one of the top platform games now. It is really that good that you could put it toe to toe with a Mario or something like that. What I think I do like about it is it's like if you mix Mario and Mega Man, right? You got a bunch of weapons, or every stage, not every stage, but you have different stages that give you different abilities or weapons and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool when they throw you this weapon to use, and you got to use it to, navigate and get through, that stage. So that's pretty cool. But with that being said, I am going to open it up to any of you guys who want to jump in. And then we could just simply chat it up. So to join the show. All right. So here's the link to join the show. Ron, let me know why you didn't like A Brave New World. Also, I seen the Heart Eyes on Valentine's Day. That's the movie where this guy is killing people on Valentine's Day. So it was cool because we had our Valentine's Day all planned out. Make sure you watch the Valentine's Day video. But it was actually interesting. Like somebody going around killing people on Valentine's Day. And it wasn't a bad movie. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was another movie I seen. And what is coming out what's the upcoming movies? Let me see. Let's go find out what's the upcoming movies. So upcoming movies. All right, let's take a look. I'm not sure if you guys are movie people, but all right, so we got Fantastic Four this year. We got Mission Impossible. We got Elio. We got Mickey 17. We got the Thunderbolts. I'm looking forward to that. How to Train Your Dragon. Dude, the How to Train Your Dragon trailer, man, the CG was so stunning. Like, we got Superman. We got the new Jurassic Park. We got Snow White. I still haven't seen the trailer for Snow White, but we got some heavy hitters. We got Sinners. We got the monkey. Every time I see the monkey, it does nothing for me. We got Final Destination. Let's go. Got the Electric State. We got the Unbreakables, the Unbreakable Boy. The Bad Guys 2. I seen part 1. I took my granddaughter to that. It was actually all right. We got Megan 2.0. We got an F1 movie. We got Boo Barrow of the Underworld. Never heard of it, but it says animation. We got A Working Man, which another Jason Statham movie. They all look exactly the same. We got Survive. I don't know what that is. We got Queen of the Ring. What the hell is that? And then there's that other movie too. The one where dude, every time he die. Oh, that might be the Mickey 17, actually. Yeah, that's what that is. So, bunch of movies coming out this year. So let me see. Will I see Snow White? I don't know about that. I'll see Jurassic Park. I'll see Superman. I won't see How to Train Your Dragon. I'll see the Thunderbolts. I might see Mickey 17. I won't see Elio. I won't see Mission Impossible because I'm so behind on them. I'll see Fantastic Four. Maybe see Sinners because it's horror. The Monkey got to do better to show me a better training. I'll definitely see Final Destination. I don't know what the Electric State is. I don't think I will see the Unbreakable Boy. Bad Guys 2, probably won't see it unless I took one of my grandkids with me and they don't live in Florida. I will see Megan 2. I won't see F1. I won't see the Boo. I might see A Working Man. I'll just put yeah. Survive. I don't know what that is. I have to see the trailer, but it looks like it might be. It says action, so let's just throw that on there. Queen of the Ring is a biography, so I probably wouldn't see that. So out of all these movies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Out of 21 movies, I would see about 9 of them. So that's my thoughts for the upcoming movies. What about you guys? Oh, Michael Pannon is in the building. Let's go, Michael. How to Train a Dragon. Ron, that would be the movie you'll be seeing. So, and where do you guys go? Do you prefer Regal or do you prefer AMC? I'm a Regal guy because Regal back home, well, I gotta stop saying that. But when I lived in New Jersey, Regal just happened to be closer to me than AMC. So this is how much I love movies. When COVID happened, Regal shut down. I instantly went to AMC and got their movie pass, and that's all we did was go to AMC. And then when Regal opened back up, we canceled the AMC one and went back to Regal because it was close to our house. Now, I really got into 4DX movies, and I would drive 45 minutes from my house to go see a movie in 4DX. Here's the cool thing. We moved to Florida, and there's a Regal about 24 minutes from my house, and it has 4DX. Go figure that. Let's go. That's pretty cool. All right, so you guys could jump in if you want. As we're just chatting it up, let me do this. I am gonna hit the weights a little bit because it's my show and that's how I run things. So I haven't been working out that much because the crazy thing is I made this thing kind of heavy, man. So I told myself, let me lighten it up because then I'll be more enthusiastic to work out if it's not as heavy. And then I won't be that sore either. So I'm more looking forward to doing more reps than less reps because it's a psychological thing. And also, don't overdo it. So this thing is pretty cool, guys. I never got a chance to make the video for this yet. And you guys got to check it out. Oh, joining right now is none other than the guy, the man, the myth, the legend. He is none other than a real legit gamer, a real person, a good, down, wholesome guy. He's a father figure. My guy, none other than Murder. Let's go.
Whoa, whoa,
What's up,
whoa.
man?
What up, man? Thank you for all that.
You know I can't
I
call it,
try to
man.
do. How you doing now? I just got home. My lady, she was feeling better. She out there hanging out. She was like, "Yeah, go chit chat." I was like, "All right." Ugh.
Okay, that's dope.
I'm like you on
I'm
Tuesdays.
having fun.
I try to give her her time, so I can be up kicking y'all asses all Wednesday.
Y'all know how that goes.
Yeah,
So just
I'll turn my
last
camera on in a second. I was just over here messing around.
okay. Last week we had some really good conversations. You even told me to go to 2 hours and 4 minutes and check it
Hmm.
out. And I went back and I was listening for a bit. And man, it was really good, man. And it's just cool when because we met through gaming, right? And obviously we could talk about
Right.
anything today. But it's just dope that we enjoy these games and we play them and we have good discussions about the games themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Even if we disagree, that
Correct.
that gaming brings people together, and like me and you, like when as you get older, you start appreciating it a little bit more because it's kind of like you said. It's like I see more of my friends that including you guys that I play with on these video games than I see my actual, my friends I know in real life. Sad to
Right.
say, you know, because we're grown now. We all got houses and different, some of them like, moving to different states, but this is still through gaming is a way that we all continue to be in contact with each other, because even though we move to different states, unless they are going through hard times or whatever it is, I have to get rid of their gaming consoles or whatever, just take a break or whatever. It's like they always know that we can get on here and we can game it up and talk through party chat and you know, just so I mean, but that's what game is supposed to be, man. It's supposed to bring people together,
No,
So
it
it's good when
definitely
you
is.
can hear a good conversation, even if we don't agree. That's the thing. Not everybody has to have the same opinion.
Well, that's the good thing about a conversation, right? A conversation doesn't mean all these people are agreeing. Conversation just mean we're having dialogue.
Right.
And that's
Some
cool.
people, everything's not the same. Some people like blondes, some like brunettes.
Hey,
You
and
know.
listen, some people, hey, murder. Some people get rejected by their girls. Some people don't. You
Mm.
know what I mean?
Yeah. See, and I don't. I was saying earlier when you were showing that is because if I've ever been told no, may I be like, oh, and get an attitude a little
Right.
bit, not nothing drastic, but I
Right.
don't mind being. I've never, throughout growing up, I've never been, the type to be all like, you got to give me some. It's never really been like that. I've never felt how those dudes feel. So it's hard for me to, you know, not saying I didn't get told no, but when I get told no, cool. If it's like that, if it's a sexual situation, just no. Can't nobody love me like me. If you know what I mean. And shit, we're grown. All right, you don't want to give me none here. Roll over. You gonna take this? You
Right.
know. So I mean, I've never felt like that. A woman is just like a
And I mean,
man is.
I've definitely had my moments where I was annoyed. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man. You
Right,
know.
right, right,
But it ain't in the world.
right. It wasn't like I was crying, throwing her out the house, or if we're
Right.
talking about like a sexual situation. I just never felt like that. A woman just like a man has a right to tell anybody no. No means no, motherfucker. You know. I think not enough motherfuckers get told no.
I agree.
like, because that's I'm sure there's days where if we're ah man
No, you're right.
uh
There might be a moment where
where a woman might want something from you, and you just for whatever reason, your back hurting, your head hurting, you got something on your mind, you might tell a woman no. Is she supposed to be? God
I
damn
might
it,
be about,
Anthony!
I might be about to get on a game. Like everybody's waiting for me. Like you know what I
Right,
mean?
So I don't agree with those people like that because I don't know.
Nah, I feel you. I'm in the same page as you.
You know, and I ain't never been shot down that much. Like, but I mean, I've had my experiences with no. Leave me alone. All right, I'm back on the game. Cool. So
Yeah, I used to
yeah.
date a girl. I used to date a girl that was super into her sleep, bro. And it was like, if it got too late, ain't nothing going down. And I would be annoyed. All right, you good? I'm gonna roll over right next to you and do me. But
You know what I mean? Can't nobody love me like me.
let me ask you this, man. What
What up?
Oh, Blood, what's going on? Keelan's in the building. He said that monkey movie reminds me of the old school horror movie Monkey Shines. Not really, because Monkey Shines is like a real monkey. You know what I mean? That looks like a little toy monkey. Um, Murder. What game are you getting next, bro?
Um, Probably wrestling.
Okay.
I mean, anything else I can look what's on the screen in the back.
That's
You
a
see
valid.
it? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it. I'm not into those type of games, but before I talk bad about a game, I want to try it first
Yeah, I feel you.
because I
And
see a
while you're
lot of
not playing
a
Game
lot of
Pass,
opinions on the game. Yeah, right. A lot of opinions are on this game, and I be feeling like talking stuff, but I'm like, hold on, I've never played the game, so
yeah. I mean, it doesn't. So it reminds me. Okay, it doesn't look like it's my type of game, but I said I
right.
never was into the Elder Scrolls, and Stadia had Elder Scrolls online, and I played it, and I actually liked it. Now it wasn't my typical game, but I gave it a shot, and I played it for a couple months. I even
Right.
paid the $15 a month to get the little wolf that I could ride and stuff. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, did I keep up with it once it was no longer free? No, I never bought. I never spent money on it again because it was free. So that might be a game where, like, as long as it's on Game Pass, it might be cool. But if you had to pay for it, you might be like, nah. You know what
I
I mean?
wouldn't buy it because, like you, I'm not into these type of games. But I'm like, man, I pay for Game Pass. My Xbox been hanging up on the wall. I got the the slip sheet that goes over the top, and yeah, I popped it off and hooked it up last night, and I haven't hooked it up in a minute.
So
You
that's
know,
cool. Wait, so to get it out of the way, you could just have it up on the wall and still connect it.
yeah, my
That's
my
dope.
Series X is mounted.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah,
So, oh wow. So the mounts, so what, you just got it nailed in the wall, right? On nails, like it's mounted, it's hooked to something, right?
yeah, it's got a.
That's pretty cool. Okay,
I can
I
lift it
see.
and take it out.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I see the wires connected to it. No, I get it. Wow,
Right.
that's cool.
It's got
That's
the
dope.
bottom mount that's mounted on the wall, and you can just whoop slip your Xbox in or whoop slip it out.
And here's what's cool: when people talk about it heating it up or whatever, don't have it in small spaces, bro. You're good.
And it's out the way. Like there's my little what they call them Funkos, my little hip hop Funkos is back
Yeah,
here.
the Funko
Easy
Pop.
E, Biz Markie, Master P, Hulk, Doctor Strange, and Batman. Anyway,
Oh wow, oh, you got some classics.
yeah.
What you know about Easy, bro?
I
Come
don't
on, man.
know.
You ain't,
What
bro, you ain't old enough for that stuff, man.
what did
Death
they say?
Row.
Death Row.
Oh
I just happened to be wearing some,
Made me.
right? But yeah, it's mounted up. My PlayStation's out in there. I got another monitor set up in my living room in the corner where I play most of the time now, and my Pro is out there.
Bro, and that TV
Oh,
never ceases to amaze me, bro.
remember me clowning it?
I remember. That thing come in handy, right?
I'm telling you, I was playing Atlas Fallen in the bed last night, just
Flying around, yeah.
yeah. And surprisingly, the sound in that is good.
It
Like
is.
even when I don't have the speakers on, it just like boom. I'm like, oh damn.
When I first tried it, I was like, this, sound isn't that good. And then I was like, oh, I don't know what I was listening to, but it is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then see if I showed you underneath my desk, it's crazy, man. I got so much gaming stuff, just controllers I've never even used or opened, just sitting in the box, brand new, just sitting in the box.
Hold on, let me.
Extra chargers, PS5, what's this? Another vertical stand just sitting here.
Let me
You know?
wheel this over. But yeah, hold on. Let me change this so everybody can see us better.
Yeah.
There we go. So check this out, guys. What's this? A Stadium Factory over here, man?
Ooh. Where Purple at? Purple would be like, yeah.
It doesn't stop.
What is it?
There's a bunch of Stadia controllers. Like when I got Stadia,
Oh,
I got
okay.
like the hook up to the back of the TV, and then I got another one. And then I got another one. When Maker of Chaos came down and came to my house, I gave him a controller. He never had a Stadia controller, so I let him have one.
Yeah. Bunch of accessories. Oh man. Like I still got a brand new vertical stand, brand new controller charger, the sit on one. Just just in the box, never open. Vertical stand, never open.
So TPG said Eminem's the GOAT. Eminem is the dude, man.
Yeah, he one of them.
Mystic Fragments in the building. Say, what's good, guys? We're doing good, man.
How's it going?
Let me see. Just wanted to pass by and say hi, and how Lane Cowboy is. What's up, man?
Yeah.
I wouldn't stop, bro. Look at me, Murder. I'm wearing a cowboy hat again, bro. I can't escape my past. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and I heard you talking about your Monster Hunter deal. Why don't you just do it like you used to do it and just have like it be Tuesday night where you just play random games? Because there's sometimes on Tuesday you play Fortnite. There's sometimes you're not gonna stay on Monster Hunter forever.
Well, that's what I was saying. So FCAT was like, bro, you're not even gonna stick with it. I was like, I'm not. You know me. Like I played Fortnite for what? Maybe 2 good months. It was probably a solid month, 2.5 months, right?
And you still play it. You just you just don't play it on Tuesdays regularly scheduled.
Right. So, but Monster Hunter, the reason why I want to do Monster Hunter because the game itself feel like you're just fighting bosses, right? You whenever you find a creature, you kind of go into this, now it's you versus this creature until you either run, it kills you, or you kill it. So it's gonna be a cool, like, oh, this Tuesday, let's get together and like Fortnite, right? Oh, maybe we're gonna play 10 matches and be done. So Monster Hunter will be different. We'll get on and say, all right, what creature you need to kill? And you might be like, bro, I need one more tail of the angina in order to get this special weapon. I need in order to upgrade my weapon or in order to get this armor set. We're like, bet. That's what we hunting today. We're gonna make sure we get you a kill from the angina. Now, me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm more of a novice in the game. When I played it back in the day, people do all that. They eat the food. Their character gets super strong. Bro, I just want to play and kill things, right? So I usually be the guy who needed help. So I like that you could play it on different levels. You could play it as the guy who don't really know nothing, but you just run out there having fun. You can play it as the guy that knows everything. You get the best armor. You kill the top stuff. So I just want to get people together, and maybe it could be a help. Maybe it could be like, oh, damn, it's Tuesday night. and I still didn't beat whatever, I know they on. I'm gonna jump on there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or it might be Tuesday night. I'm gonna get y'all to help me.
Right.
You know, or
Have you
my
ever
wife.
played? You ever played a game called Wild Hearts?
Yeah, that was like I don't want to be funny, but it was like the knockoff Monster Hunter. It was made by EA.
Right.
Yes.
That. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. I started playing that, and it reminded me something of that because you could have different people like little hunters or whatever they are against.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was EA's attempt of making their own version. Even Epic, that makes Fortnite, they made
Right.
Dauntless. Dauntless is pretty much a Monster Hunter clone. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It looks like Fortnite and Monster Hunter. Matter of fact, I feel like Fortnite should just add Dauntless to the Fortnite. You know how you go on Fortnite and now you can play the Lego, you play this. They're building the Disney Fortnite thing. They should just add Dauntless because it's a free to play game. It's just like Monster Hunter, but it looks like Fortnite graphics.
Huh.
And made by Epic. But
Oh shit.
let me see.
The damn hiccups. Ugh.
Mr. Fragrance says, hey, take care, guys. Gotta go. Hit the like button. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm bad with saying hit the like button and all that. We got 6, 7
And
likes.
and while you're searching or doing whatever you do, that airplane stuff. You don't find none of that stuff suspicious. And
No,
there's more. There's a lot more happening than just those two that you showed.
yeah.
There's like 7, 8, 9, 10 like planes just doing. I just think it's weird, man. Like the
So I
timing or the I don't know. It's just I don't know.
know there was speculation that the one with the helicopter, that somehow somebody was controlling both and made them collide. So I was like, oh
Yeah,
wow.
and Cowboy, that was right outside of airport.
Correct.
With all the air traffic and FAA and all that, that's an airport. They have radar going everywhere, 24/7. That is and on board the helicopter radar, the airplane radar. Didn't nobody see nobody
Yeah.
outside of airport? It's just kind of weird to me.
Somebody got fired.
A lot of people got dead.
Well, that too. Yeah. Dude, the one where it crashed in the middle of the street in Philly.
Right, that's crazy, and that was like 2 days later.
Yeah, it was like 2
You
days later.
know?
Yo, that was a mile from where my stepson lived at. My wife's
Yeah,
son.
see?
Oh,
And remember, like 2 months before then, the bridge collapsed in DC. Just little wild stuff that's happening all over the place, like more just sporadically now. It's just
that huge bridge that got
yeah,
in Maryland, the boat bridge.
Maryland. That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah.
That's wild. Yeah.
So many different things that are happening. It's just like, is this all coincidence?
TPG said, I bet he drops Monster Hunter stream in 1 month. I might, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Listen,
That's why I was saying just don't put a name on it. You should, I mean, do what you want to do. But I'm just saying, primarily, like when we did Predators for 2 weeks, that was on a Tuesday. When we did Fortnite Tuesday. Tuesday seems to be the day where you play your random games for however long you want to play them with random people. So putting a one name on it, I don't know.
Well,
But
we'll see
yeah,
where it goes. I mean, listen, it worked out for We Wrestle Wednesdays.
well that. Don't even
That's a
compare the
big
two.
bro.
Don't even compare the two.
Hey, that's a beat. Hey, bro, that's a beat.
And within weeks, we're going in again. We're for the 3rd year, and the 4th year was with me and TK playing. So I've been, me and you playing for 3, but I've been playing the last 4, 5 years now. It's like shit. Monster Hunter can't keep up with that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's always content. That's always new drops, new players. Are they going to keep dropping monsters in the Monster Hunter world to keep it?
Yeah,
Like.
Yeah, they are going to do
Oh,
that. But
okay.
you got to be high
Yeah.
level to be able to fight those monsters. So it's a grinding game. It's not my type of again, I'm never going to be the high level guy because I don't. Now, my son was like, when me, him, and my wife and Dodge Man played last weekend, he was like, he likes it. He was like, he probably will be the grinding person. I was like, not me. Like, maybe I'll get into it more than I was into the last one.
Right.
Because maybe more people are into, because Monster Hunter is more like the game where they had a cult following. It was like I
Right.
never knew any of my friends.
I hear it's a real big game. Remember, I asked you about it. I actually on Xbox. I own one of them on Xbox. I got the Monster Hunter Ice World or the DLC or what. I have Rise and another one, World, but one's on here and one's on my PlayStation. And remember, I didn't know. I just bought them because they were cheap at the time.
Right.
You know, I do that. I go through, 10, 15 bucks. I'll put them on my backlog. But I didn't know that it was a multi. Remember, that's why I asked you about it. I didn't know it was a
You know, it
multiplayer
was
game like that.
I was
Right.
like, nah, it's multiplayer.
So I said earlier I might get wrestling might be the next game I actually buy, but
Right.
I could buy a game at any moment, but
Well,
since you mentioned it to me, you've been excited about it for a couple weeks now, you know. So I've been looking at it like, okay, it's a multiplayer game. I can pop in on Cowboy like we do and pop out, and you know, I might pick it up.
yeah. Like I think that's why I'm really enthusiastic about it because there's a lot of games where you feel like you're in it for the run. Like Helldivers is cool. You jump on, we do a
Yes.
couple, we bounce. That's the
Yep.
flow of Monster Hunter. Like, but the thing with Monster Hunter is going to be like you may get on because you need a certain material, and the crazy thing is you can only get it by killing a monster, but it's random.
Right.
So it might say you need to kill this T-Rex and get a tail. You might kill a T-Rex and get the claws. You're like, damn, I gotta do it again. I'm like, bro, let's run back in there.
And
then
you
when
can
get
make
it, you're like, yes, it's like Destiny when you got like a random drop, you got that random weapon, and you were like, yes. It's kind of like that.
And don't you take the parts that you take from the monsters and make them into a weapon?
Correct. Or armor.
Okay.
Right.
Or yeah,
Now, here's
okay.
what's cool. You might face an enemy that blows fire, right? And like this burning you up. But then there's a creature that you kill and take its material, its pieces.
It's
and
fire repellent.
Yes, it's fire repellent. Then you be like, okay, I can't beat him yet, but I'm gonna come back. And now you're hunting this one, and then you take it to the blacksmith. He builds you this armor, but he's gonna tell you need this, and this. So the gameplay loop is kind of dope because again, every Tuesday somebody might be coming on like, bro, just help me get this. I'm like, let's do it.
Right.
Like I'm just gonna be on just for whoever trying to do something. And
when does that come out? Next week?
Yeah, the 28th, next Friday.
The 28th. That's 10 days. Oh well, yeah. Okay. I thought today was Friday.
Yeah, right. You was like, oh, I wish.
Like, hold on, man. But yeah, okay, yeah, I'm interested in it, but not to the extreme that you are.
No. Well, so you know what's weird? I'm not that extreme into it. I just know it's a fun game. Like you remember, like you see a game that looks cool, and you're like, it looks good. I just know that Monster Hunter, the loop of it is fun. Like Astrobot is fun, but then it's so tedious. It's like, yo, what the hell? I just remember Monster Hunter being really fun. Like, you know, obviously it's gonna be hard trying to beat some of these creatures. Like, you got levels. You're gonna see a creature like, hey, bro, you know we can't beat this, but you're like, let's try, right?
Right,
you're gonna
right.
fight it for a minute, and then in the end, you all get killed. You can't beat it. You're like, we just waste our time. Like, well, we was trying, you know. It's
right.
Just, has a fun loop to it. That's all. And I feel like
Hell
games are starting to lose the fun of games. Like it's starting to be like, I don't know. I feel like they're making games like whether it's a rogue type game, whether like these popular games are like, what's the fun in it? You know what I mean? It's always some angle that like, I don't know. You beat it, you're like, all right, I'm kind of done. I'm done. You know, like because I go through games and be done. But I just know this is a game where, again, I love like Helldivers. I love that you could just throw that on and have fun. You know, and it's gonna be one of those things. But it's gonna be a meaning to whenever you trying to somebody fighting something is gonna. It's a meaning for us trying to kill this certain thing. You know,
right?
I think that's cool. But
yeah.
We'll see. You know me. I might be like, it might be a month later. You're like, bro, you don't play Monster Hunter no more. Like, I don't know. You know, I'll be real about it.
Right. Yeah. We don't play all these games forever. I got so many, man, that like they'll give a good run for a month or two, and then it's like, okay, something else comes out.
Right.
You know, or something else comes out that you're like, okay, and it drags you over here, you know, or it takes me over there. And I'm a grazer, so you see me online all the time. I'm always playing something different damn near. You know, you never know what you might see me playing. Like, you know, like I'm all over the place with it. Like I woke up Saturday and was back in love with playing Warhammer 40,000. And I bought that day one and still haven't beat it. You beat it already. Me, I left it alone for a minute. Now I'm back on it, just like, oh
You
my
was playing a lot
god.
of that. You was
Oh,
playing a lot of it online too.
right, yeah, yeah. I went that and see that's the type of player that I am. I'm trying to get into doing the more story mode things.
Mhm.
So
Can't let
when
the
you
drone situation in New Jersey got swept under the rug. Also, it did. That was the
right.
biggest. That just
Mm-hmm.
disappeared. Oh no, it's
Yeah.
cool, man. Cool.
Yeah, you good. Yeah, he ain't lying. That's another creepy weird thing, like what's
That
going
was
on, man?
yeah, that was really weird. That was really
Mm-hmm.
weird.
When it
Um,
first started happening, they said the FAA couldn't tell anybody, they don't know what's going on. But in the end, months later, it ended up being the FAA.
yeah, they ended up being like, no, we know what they are. Like, wait, I thought you were like,
Right.
I'm glad it
Right.
happened when I left Jersey because I would have been out there. You know me, I would have been trying to catch a drone, just for the hell of it.
I was gonna hit you up and be like, Cowboy, you heard anything, you see anything, but you were already gone.
I was already gone.
So I was like, damn.
I don't know nothing.
Right.
Um,
Mm-mm-mm.
let's see. Let's see.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday I was playing Warhammer 40,000 again. Then Monday or Sunday, Monday I was back. I was on Atlas Fallen. You know, played a little bit of Red Dead. Jumped on some Call of Duty. Played some PUBG. I'm all over the place when I'm gaming. It's hard for me. I need to just delete all the games off my PlayStation and just have one on there, one
Yeah,
story game and call it and my shooters. Just one story game because I'm like all and that's not even including this. But I haven't been playing this to be honest with you.
yeah.
But you know,
Man, I keep looking for a sale. Actually, months ago, I was looking for them to drop Atlas Fallen because, and then when you were
mm,
saying you were playing it, and the fact
mm-hmm,
that it's two players is dope, though.
yeah,
Like, it is co-op, and that is cool.
yeah. It's a good game. I'm stuck on a part right now where I'm trying to find the 3 shards
Okay.
in the village. I found one, and now that are not having a problem. That's where I stopped. Is where you go talk to one of the dudes in one of the villages, and he's like, find the 3 shards around.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good game or
What I
for what it is.
what I thought was dope with that game was the scope. Like, I can't remember another game where you go so high. Like, you'll be on a mountain of a mountain of a mountain, and you look down like, yo,
You see,
I'm so high. You could be like,
I haven't even got there yet.
okay.
You know, yeah, I haven't. I'm still. I can jump up, hold R1 member, and swipe in the air, and
Yeah.
fight in the air. But I'm not to the point where my glove. I got all the costume. I got the first costume, the glove upgrade. Like I'm upgrading. But yeah, it's decent.
Yeah, it's
You
decent.
know.
It is. I
Uh
really
oh.
is. Holtz, damn. Holtz in the building. My damn
Uh oh.
stream
What
is about to
happened?
shut down. He said, I'm all down for single players, and when it comes to online, I can only play 100 hours because I don't want to be too addicted to online play. I hear you. I mean, listen, I was so addicted to Destiny. Um, I let a lot of games pass me by. Like even Days Gone, right? Days Gone came out. I was like, it's all right, but I was it just didn't grab me that I wanted to play and beat it. I'd rather play Destiny. Now I'm like you actually. You mentioned now they're doing a remaster or yeah, remaster. I'm like, I'll give it another shot,
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean I'm gonna play and beat it, but I'll try. I just didn't like the mechanics of the bike. I felt like having to tune up your bike and every now and then just brought down the gameplay for me. I was like I'm it's heavy action. I'm running, get on my bike's broken, and I gotta find the tools. And I was like, I got time for that. But I heard later on in the game, you hook your bike up and it'll be really good. So
Oh, Days Gone.
yeah, Days Gone.
Yeah, I've been playing that too, but I haven't played it in like 3 months. But I got back into that as well. I like that game. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Just like remember I told you about The Last of Us?
Right.
Remember I had it, but I didn't play it. And so I waited till the remaster version came out, remember, and I even got on with you and I was like, Cowboy, I think I was wrong, man. Because for somebody who's never beat the game or played through the game, it was like I was playing it for the first time at the best possible version.
Correct.
So and the game comes with like 3 different modes, you know, more scenes, more this. So for the $10, if you already own the game, they are
Yeah.
giving you quite
Makes
a bit
sense.
for
It
10
definitely
bucks,
is.
man.
Yeah.
Remember in one of the podcasts I was with you on, I was sitting there telling you, oh, PlayStation and the remasters. But then about a couple weeks later, I was like, man, Cowboy, I don't know, man. I'm playing The Last of Us remastered, like the PS5 version, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
So
I mean, would I want them to spend time, effort on a brand new game? Yes. But as you said, for somebody who didn't play it, you know,
man, yeah, it's a win. Or for 50, I mean, I don't know. I still think it's a win. A remaster, they're putting remasters in now for games of the year. So what if it's that good? I mean, people didn't like it because it was a certain frame rate. Now it's pro enhanced with all the bells and whistles,
right.
you know. And so, with added modes and stuff like that, so it might be worth it to a person.
Yeah, I know. I really like when he did part two, because they added that. I forgot the name of the mode, but they added a mode to it that was like a rogue type mode. Like you go in there, like they did with the God of War. They added the
Right.
Ragnarok mode. So, or the
Or
Valhalla mode.
Valhalla. Yeah.
Yeah, so the last was part two. It was like that mode was really cool. I think it's called No Return or something like that. But I was like, man, that
Hmm.
was really fun because you go in and you never know what type of enemies you're facing until the round start, and then you got to
Right.
kill them all. And then when you kill them all, you go and uh, level up or get other weapons with the money you found and spend it on other weapons. Then you go into the next one and you keep trying to not die till you make it to the boss at the end. That
Right.
was that was really cool.
And see that for me is when it becomes a little bit more worth it. For somebody like you who has beaten and played those games already. Okay, cool. For somebody like us, or you might be different, who really doesn't care about the super max graphical, upgrade. But when they start giving you extra modes, extra content, new clothes, like even on the Days Gone, there's like four things that they're adding to people, even if you own the game. Even if you beat it, extra levels, extra, like extra game modes, horde mode. That's when I'm with the remake, kind of. When they're not just giving you a graphical update, but they're giving you like more content.
Yep.
I'm kind of with that. So I don't know, but I've had a change of heart. So
Hope said murder. I asked my Google Assistant or Alexa to give me a random number, then I play that game to completion.
mm,
He said, I'm just glad gamers are playing these great games, even if they are remasters and remixes. Yeah, you know what the thing
yeah,
is? I
yep,
had to stop because I would get mad, like, damn man, like, can we get another game? But who am I, right? I don't make games. So make whatever the hell you want. Because I'm still gonna be playing something. If
right,
I play to beat it, maybe I'm not gonna play your remaster. But I'm gonna be
yeah.
playing something else. So it doesn't harm me at all.
It does give me I'm gonna keep the same energy. It does get me upset because it's like with all the people who are in the world, that are asking for certain games and have been asking for them for a long time. That games that are 20 years old, 15, 10 years old, to keep getting these games that are like 2 and 3 and 4 years old, getting remasters. It's like, are you tone deaf? Are you not reading the room? And we know that you see what people want.
Yep.
Oh, the studio says
Oh,
they don't want to do it, or no, we
oh,
don't have time to do it. It's just weird to me.
listen, you making all these other games. Give me a Resistance Fallen Man. I will go crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But I wonder if they wonder, is the game so old? Is there a generation that never heard of it, and will they not get their money? I wonder that. But I feel like
that could, yeah,
just
okay.
like you though, you're playing The Last of Us, and you didn't really play it before. So
Hmm.
for you, it's still like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
So I don't
it's new to me.
yeah.
No, I
So
said
that's
it's new to me. Yeah,
right. So that's the thing. So even younger gamers, if they see new resistance or a remake, remaster, whatever, they might be like, oh snap. I mean, the word of mouth is gonna get out there. I mean, that's one of my
right.
favorite shooters of all time, man. The crazy weapons,
Yeah.
the Arger that put the shield up, the hedgehog grenades you throw that bounce and then explode and
Oh yeah.
all over, like the
Oh
one
man.
gun that shoot all the millions of like spikes that shoot out. And like I remember, man, I put so much time into the game. It's funny because Jersey was playing some game some computer game, right? PC game, and he was running around, and he made a video of it, and the guy's mouth moved right as you talk. And I said, I feel like that's lost technology because I was doing that on
Right.
Resistance Part 1 on PlayStation 3, and games just don't do that no more. Like your characters stand there and start talking, and you see the mouth move. I'm like, why they stop doing that? Like,
Cowboy, PlayStation has a camera, right?
mhm.
I remember playing on my Xbox 360 and had the camera. Remember when you played Rainbow Six Vegas? If you ever
Yeah,
played that game, how you could put your face on the character?
yes,
You could do that on the original Ghost Recons back in the day.
right.
Lost technology. Why can't we do that now?
Well, I think
Or
Lobo
did you ever really? I mean, anybody's listening who ever played Rainbow or played on the 360, you know it had the little camera
when
that you could take pictures of your face and do all that, and it would put your face on the character.
yeah,
Like it.
when I played Rainbow Six, it was on the 360. I was a die
Hmm.
hard Rainbow Six Vegas 1, Rainbow Six
And
Vegas 2.
two.
I
But
spent so
remember that you could put your face on the character, like you
yeah,
were just saying, just like technology. That's like, why
well,
don't we? You know.
I used to be one of the guys that would go online and look up characters like somebody made a character look like Iron Man or Ninja Turtle,
Hmm.
and I would look at all the numbers. Oh, put number 88 on the shoulder and move this
Hmm.
down. My character run out looking like Leonardo with the long bandana, and people like, oh, or Iron Man, or man, I was so into it.
Yeah, it's like technology is going backwards. You know, it's
Yeah,
like you
weird.
pay more and get kind of less.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
weird.
you get the graphics and the 4K and the other things like that, but
Oh, CMG is in the building. What's up, man? Maker Chaos in the building. You gonna play a Val, Cowboy? I don't think I'm gonna play a Val. It doesn't really pull me in. Um, so I wouldn't get Game Pass for that. But my problem is I'm on the fence of do I buy an Xbox because they're gonna have something like Doom, which I would definitely want to play and beat. But then I could just game fly it. But
buy S.
but I could get it on Game Pass faster, but then I would have to play it on XCloud, and I just probably wouldn't do that. So it's like, I guess, you know what the thing is? It's like, how many games would it take me to get Game Pass again in order to buy an Xbox? But again, it would be like you, Murder. It would just be a box that I'm using just to kind of try games. So is it? I even looked it up on Amazon to see how much the Xbox X's was going for. But but to answer your question, Maker, yeah, probably not gonna play a Valve.
Get you a Series S.
Nah, I would never do that to myself. But
I know. I'm just, I know you would. I'm just saying.
can't do that.
How
I
many?
never seen a trailer for a Valve that made me interested. Never seen one trailer that made me say, "Oh, I would want to play that." So, Hope said, "I just came from watching Mufasa, The Lion King, and first it was an amazing take on the franchise. Something I didn't ask for, but it was amazing. I was never a big fan of The Lion King, even back in the day. My camera moment was the snapshots of being out paradise. Let me see. Maker said you play Marvel Rivals, Cowboy. Yeah, I did play Marvel Rivals. We was actually playing that for a little bit. I haven't played it in a while though. I played the free for all mode they made when that first came out. I can show you the site to get Game Pass Ultimate for about $10 a month. Nah, I'm good. I don't like wasting things. For me, a deal is a deal if you're going to utilize it. I always say if I gave you my car for $500, right? My car already got 55,000 miles on it, right? And it's a 2020. If I gave you it for and it's paid off. So if I gave it to you for $500, but you got three cars, so you're never going to use it, then you just wasted money, right? You wasted your $500. So my thing is like, even if I got Game Pass for $10, if I don't know when I'm going to use it, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to use Game or use XCloud or buy one, and I'm just on the fence, then I waste my $10 if that makes sense. Might as well just
Hold
play
on.
it in the
Hold on.
cloud.
And Cowboy, see, there, right there lies the problem with
Mm-hmm.
everything. Like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I would have, like I did before, I would have sit there and suggested a fucking Xbox. Excuse my language.
Right.
You know, I did suggest you an Xbox, man. Get you an Xbox. Get a series. Remember, when we were talking again,
I
man, get a
remember
Series
you
X
did.
to play
Yep.
those games. Now I can't look. Now I can't even sit there and advise you to sit there and get an Xbox console when you could literally just wait and play every one of those games on your Xbox, down to Avowed, down to Doom. You don't need an Xbox. Xboxes went out of their way to show you all the reasons why you don't need a console from them.
No, you're right.
They had their, back when they back when they were still talking about, or we're gonna have exclusive games. We finally, after years and years of not having the games that people talk about, we're finally gonna have these games. Then I would have sat there and told you, yes, you have a legit reason to get you an Xbox. I told you that back in the day, but now as an Xbox Xbox love, I can't even sit there and advise you to get an Xbox because all those games are coming to your preferred platform.
No, I think you are right. And it's nothing wrong.
Do it with the cloud. Do it with the cloud. If you want to try it, if it's that serious, just do it. Do what Microsoft wants you to do. They don't want you to buy their console. They want you to play on your tablet. They want you to play on your shoe. They want to sit there and give you all. They want you to play everywhere else but a console.
Yeah.
So I would, if I was you, I would do that.
Yeah, that is their new thing. And it is what it is. What was the thing
Right.
with
I'm just being honest with you. I wanted you to buy an Xbox a long time before you got your PlayStation. Remember, you like, Murder, what should I get? A PlayStation or an Xbox? Man, get you an Xbox. Now, as an Xbox person, I can't, I got a Series X. It ain't going nowhere. And there's 3 Series S's in my house. My daughter got one. My son got one. And there's one that just sits in my living room. So I'm for that. I'm for that. But I wouldn't sit there going into what I know now and sit there and advise somebody, hey, go out and spend $500 on an Xbox that when that's pretty much going to be a red box. I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that because when I think about it, it is true. It's like, okay, so which game would I buy a Xbox for that's not going to be on PlayStation? And it's like, so if you answer that for me, then that game got to be amazing, right? But it's
Yeah.
like,
Would you have bought Doom if it was going to be exclusive on Xbox? If you could only play it there?
I'll tell you this, I would have to have played. Yes, I would have to have played
See,
Doom.
that's what I'm talking about. Give a person a reason to own your Xbox. They give you every reason, Cowboy, not to own one.
You do
Give
because
me a reason to own one,
I
and don't
have
tell me Game Pass.
I have played and beat every Doom, and I would have had to play Doom. See, you would have got me. You'd have been like,
Right.
oh, Microsoft bought Bethesda, and Doom is exclusive to the Xbox. Well, guess I'm buying the Xbox.
Right.
It would have been
Yeah.
simple. It'd have been no conversation. You'd be like, bro, you only buying Xbox for Doom? Yes, I am. Like,
Yeah, or one of the other games. What if Activision said, okay, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna give people what they want. Prototype coming, only the Xbox. They would have got you, but they don't. But they give you on the daily every reason in the world not to own an Xbox console. Anyway, I'm just speaking, and when I'm speaking, I'm just speaking about console.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Because I'll turn my camera back on in a minute. My lady's doing something, but it's like I got a Valve on Game Pass sitting right here in my background, so I'm not hating. But I only use it just to try the games and be like, huh. And if I like them, I buy them on PlayStation on my Pro.
Well, I
it's
think now
it's
the
that easy.
dynamic of PlayStation having a Pro, you will, we were talking about the other day. You
Even if it
will
wasn't the
get,
Pro,
huh?
I said even if it wasn't the Pro.
Well, even if it was, yeah. But I'm just saying, if you had an Xbox and a PlayStation 5 Pro and both games came out on both, as a gamer, unless you're playing those games with your friends and there's no crossplay, it would just make sense to buy the PlayStation 5 Pro version because you theoretically would be able to get it with some, a little, like last week, they were trying to make Qbini, I guess, or maybe it's TPG was trying to make a bad thing out of it. But no, if something is enhanced, then it's just going to have a little bit of additive than something else. So if you have both, why not buy it for that, right? So it would give you that reason. Let me see. Holt said, I pay about $24 for 3 months Game Pass, and a lot of the time it's wasted, though it's been a year since coming back to Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. Maker Chaos said, I think the problem is that Cowboy would have to wait for the games to come to PS and at least for now. It seemed like a lot of those games they said are coming day and date, right? Let me see. I got Atlas Fallen on PC for $2. Damn. And it's been what, 18-ish months? Let me see. Holt said, I gave my Series X away to my niece as they ain't any reason for me to own Xbox hardware. Bro, why didn't you give your Series X to me? Because of cloud service on multiple displays natively. Um, Gaming is gaming, man. What I love is when we start talking about the games that you find that you enjoy, right? What was the whole thing they said? Phil changed his name to his title to Xbox Gaming, so or Microsoft Gaming. So I don't know what.
He Cowboy actually he did that like in the end of the 2023, but
Okay,
he didn't. What people are talking about when it comes to that is he didn't officially do it on Twitter.
okay,
So
got it, got
just to throw some context behind it before they go run with it. But yeah, when I seen it the other day on Twitter, and I was kind of like, oh, that's weird. That bye, there goes Xbox. It's Microsoft
it.
Gaming now. And then somebody brought it to my attention. I didn't say anything, but I was talking to a guy at
Do,
work who was an
do you
Xbox
think
guy
it
too.
would be? Do you
Huh?
think it would be a better push for the company, knowing that they want to go forward and put their stuff on everything, if they changed it to Microsoft Gaming?
Yeah, I mean, I because it's definitely not Xbox, not no more. But I mean, I think they're doing that to integrate with what people say that they're getting ready to try to do. They're gonna on the next console they're gonna try to mix the skew of like PC or Microsoft Windows or whatever, but with a Xbox overlay on top of it. They're
Gotcha.
gonna try to do something with PC. So making it Microsoft gaming when they're trying to make it like a PC or I don't know what they're gonna do, but that's just what I hear. I guess it would make more sense for it to
If
be like a
they,
overall, all around the world name brand. Microsoft is all around the world. So I mean,
I
I don't
got you.
know. I don't know. I don't know.
Dodge
I
Man
don't.
is,
I don't like it though. I don't like it.
yeah.
You slowly,
Dodge Man.
slowly look. They losing the console, then they losing the name. It's like,
Yeah,
damn.
it would be weird to not have an Xbox because Xbox is a household name, But I don't know. Dodge Man's
That's
in the
what.
building. So Cowboy, what's
Yeah.
up, Dodge Man? Hope said he was saying just because there was a PS5 Pro enhancement doesn't mean it's always less of what a Series X can do natively. Remember, Series S had better specs. Now it's all about resolution scaling. Now I understand what he was saying. I was just saying if you had two versions and the one version on the Pro was able to do something higher, then that technically would be an enhanced version of the latter. But technology is
Right.
on how that device can scale up resolution and frame rates.
Yeah, but see, I'm not talking bad about the Series X because I've said it, Cowboy. It's a powerhouse on its own. But people used to sit there and say how much people like myself used to use that same narrative. Oh, the PlayStation 5 is 10.3 teraflops and the Xbox is 12.2 teraflops. So technically, it's the most powerful thing. Well,
Right,
the PS5, can we use that same? Can we keep that same energy when the PlayStation Pro is what 16 and a half teraflops
correct.
with with a better GPU and CPU and whatever else than people. I mean, I'm just saying, if they use what everything and they use it the correct way of everything that's in the PS5, it will be just like a majority of the games that are PS5 and Xbox Series X. Remember how I used to sit there and argue like, man, why are all these games running better on a regular base PS5 than a Series X? Not every game, and not probably even most of the games, but there was a lot of games that were looked at, and you know how people do it. They. Oh man,
I see what you're saying. I mean, at
you
the end of
know,
the day, the developers took the initiative to, I guess, just put more work into one thing than the
yeah,
other.
yeah. The
Whatever.
Series X isn't no slouch at all. Like not at all. But technically, if we're going statistically, and we're going with what the PlayStation Pro is a better machine.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. If you go under, the heart, I mean, it is what it is. Like, it's nothing to, it's nothing.
Yeah, neither one of them are bad.
It's just the data, you know. It's just specs. The specs
Yeah.
are just higher, meaning the specs could be able to allow you to do, you know, something more than something else can, you know, if optimized properly.
That's the key right there. If optimized the right way.
That's it.
You know, some companies or base companies don't have the money to sit there and, or you know, it's new technology now. You know, like the PS5 Pro's only been out since November, December, January. Okay, 2 months now. When these consoles, you know, when these new PlayStation games start coming out, they're gonna look really good. You know,
Oh yeah, I mean they should.
or they should, yeah. Like Intergalactic. You don't think Intergalactic, when that comes out, you don't think they're gonna use all the bells and whistles that PS5 Pro? Come on
You
now.
you know Naughty Dog, they're gonna go all out. I mean,
With this brand new technology, Cowboy, that they've never used before, you know, like you know whatever that's in this machine, you know, that they're man, okay.
yeah, they're gonna go. I mean,
Now the
all
makers of the makers of what's that game?
The Last
You
of Us.
know, no, not Last of Us. The fireman game.
I don't know their name. Is their name like Team Kill Media or something like that?
Yeah. Now see, they might not have what it takes to sit there and you know
Right.
because they're a smaller company to sit there and throw all the work into it and the bells and whistles that a Ben Studio or a Naughty Dog or a real PlayStation Studio will. You know, so
Right.
some of these games might not, you know, they at the moment, you know, when it came out, they weren't optimized like that. But if you got some of these big Sony owned studios and think that they're not going to sit there and use all the power and all the, you know, that Ghost of Yote, you think that's not going to look good on the PS5 Pro? You out your goddamn mind.
Yeah, that's gonna look really good. Like,
And I'm speaking like you from a place of just a console gamer, man. I'm not a PC gamer. And as far as consoles, I got two of the best consoles in the world. And that's all I need.
is that?
You know, that's all I need. I'm not talking about PC. I'm talking about strictly the consoles. I'm an only console gamer. And I
Yeah.
can pull out my Series S when I'm in the living room if I want to, and it looks beautiful on my 4K TV.
That damn TV is beautiful, man.
Man, hey Cowboy, hook a Series S up to that. I'm telling you, with the Dolby Vision, 120 frames, man, people be all right.
Every time I'm watching TV, I'm just like, I never had a TV that looked like that, man. I mean, obviously, you know, it's newer technology, but I'm just
Well,
like,
you're welcome. You're welcome. I told you.
hey, listen, bro, I literally hit you up and you
You
told
said,
me.
remember, I'm only saying that because you said if it's bad, I'm gonna let you know, and I'm gonna tell people that you told me to get it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was gonna want my refund from you too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
No, thank
That's
you,
what
man.
that's what you told me.
Listen, man, off the strength of you, I bought 3 TVs. Three,
Mm-hmm.
not one, not two, but off the strength of you, I bought two 50 inches and 175. So thank you, Murphy.
And you happy with all three of them, right?
Happy with all three of them. You know what
All
I mean?
right. That's what I'm talking
Love
about.
it. We was watching Raw last night on the 75. Loving it.
Mm-hmm.
You
I'm
know?
telling you, I be talking outside of my neck and looking like the Prince of Saudi Arabia, but I do a lot of tech work behind the scenes, or
Well, it was
looking into things. You know, like looking into a lot of things.
what was cool was we were looking for TVs and you literally did the tech work for me. So it was
Yeah.
cool. I didn't get to start looking and I heard you say something about TVs and I was like, oh, wait. So the cool thing was I told my wife, I was like, I don't really need to look anymore. Like Murder kind of did mad
Yeah.
research, looked at
Yep.
this, looked at that. So for me, I'm just gonna buy the TV he got.
Yeah. With everything I do, man, no matter what, it down to a video game, I research it for for a minute. You know, my money is I spend a lot of it, but shit, it's important to me. Just
I
like I
get it.
know everybody else's money is. You know, just don't go out there. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I need to do some research.
All right. Let me get back to these comments because I'm letting them get away with me. Let me see. Dodge Man's in the building.
Mm.
Let me see. Holt said, did I read this again? Oh, he said, consoles have been PC architecture for years. It's the user
Mm-hmm.
interface and accessibility that's making them less integrated than PC. And that's what
Right.
we like, right? That's what we like. We just
Right.
want to see the cross media bar. Pick a game, press play. The game starts, and maybe you go see if it's on performance or fidelity. And that's it.
Right. Yeah.
Like I don't want to do nothing else.
Plug and
You know.
play. You know.
Maker said, I think all the companies are moving the way of multi-plats because these games are costing more and more, and the companies want to make more money. That makes sense. Hope
Yep.
said, I have to say, the optimism was always a thing going back to the generations of PlayStation 3, etc., the handhelds that the time. Dodge Man said, what the Dodge Man learned today, my PS5 streams better than my Xbox. I finally figured out how to make it better on Twitch. But man, it's a chore. Figured out all the problems. Yeah, so it's cool. Me and Dodge Man been talking behind the scenes because he wanted to stream his Xbox. So the cool thing with Dodge Man, he got both. And like the other day we were playing something. And he was like, yeah, when I get home now, I'm gonna play it on my Xbox. I was like, why would you do that? He was like, oh, I just want to play it on my Xbox. I was like, so you're gonna play the game over again that you just played in PlayStation? He was like, yeah. I was like, bro, I can't mess with you. Like he willingly was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I just like to play them on both. I was like, because
Yeah.
for me, I look at my time, right? If I
Right.
just played 5 hours of, let's say, the Monster Hunter beta, I'm not gonna go home and play 5 hours of the Monster Hunter beta on Xbox because I could be playing something else or play the same game and get further in the game. But that
But
was
I'm
the
sure
cool.
he wasn't playing a beta on those though. He's probably playing a game.
Yeah, he was playing the actual game. So the cool
Right.
thing is, he was just like, he's trying to stream games, but as you know, Xbox you can't stream YouTube unless you jump through hoops. So he was
Right.
trying to figure it out. So he was doing a bunch of tests and everything. It was cool. So TPG said favorite PS2, GameCube, Xbox Gen game. Oh, I see what you're saying. Hold on, I'm gonna come back to that. Host said I
Mm.
feel like the W is that performance that has increased a cost. Cowboy, do I have reimbursement coming after Mr. Urban World convinced me on the PSVR 2? Listen, bro, I told you,
Mm-hmm.
if I said if Urban buy it, I'ma buy it. And you was like, if you buy it, I'ma buy it. You went ahead and bought it before both of us. And
Urban ain't even got a PlayStation.
So what's up, Dave? How's it going, man? I hope everything's going good with the baby. Holt said I couldn't get behind supporting a console ecosystem for chat or etc. Specifically when Discord became a thing and on
Mm-hmm.
mobile and the future joined consoles. So let's go back to TPG. Favorite PS2 game, favorite GameCube game, favorite Xbox Gen game. I think you meant Xbox One. Or the first one. So I'll tell you this. My favorite GameCube game was when they brought Resident Evil 1 to GameCube because that was like an amazing version of Resident Evil. Now it had better graphics. They changed the controls. So I got to say Resident Evil 1. Even though Resident Evil 4 came out on the GameCube, but it's Resident Evil 1. Favorite PS2 game probably was God of War, right? That's easy. God of War Part 1. And favorite I don't know, you gotta let me know what you mean about the Xbox game. Maker said KH2, Metroid Prime, Halo Combat Evolved. What's KH2? Is that what's that game called? I always forget their first person shooter, right? I was just thinking about it earlier. Killzone. No, that's not Killzone. I'm not sure what KH2 is, but Metroid Prime. I never played. I've never been a fan of the Metroid games. Halo Combat Evolved, and I never even played that. Oh, the OG Xbox. Man,
Ooh.
I was super into Xbox back in the day. But what was my probably Halo, bro? Halo. I was such a big Halo fan back in the day. So it is nothing other than Halo. But then when I'll tell you this, when Gears of War came out, it was like the world didn't see a game like Gears of War when it came out. Gears of War just shook gaming. Like people was like, "What is this?" I'll never forget when Gears of War came out.
Mm-hmm.
You know how
And that
people talk
remember,
about, you know how hold up. You know how people talk about Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out? I felt like Gears of War did that. Like everybody was like, it was the graphics, the story,
the
the gameplay.
brutality.
Bro, it was a wrap. Gaming was like everything was Gears of War, man.
Mm-hmm.
When that came
Remember,
out.
Gears came out of nowhere too, or not? You know, it came out of nowhere when Halo wasn't doing so good. Remember, people had kind of not fell out of love with Halo, but they were kind of like, and it came out like, oh, brutal. They did the and everybody was like, what? And you
Bro,
know,
you get chill.
yeah, when you first seen that back in the day, that was like, and people, if you were around at that time, it was up like Halo 3 or 2. It was either 2 or 3 when Gears came out,
I
and
think it was
people
two.
were like,
It was two.
yeah,
Because
okay,
I don't
well,
think I wasn't
huh?
as big into Halo 3. I was super into 1 and 2. I mean, so into them. The only thing that got
Mm-hmm.
me out of it is the dumbest thing. And I told this story before. So
Mm,
man, we used to game so hard. And then we found this video game store that had tournaments. So
mm,
me and my boys, we go to the store and they have a Halo tournament. I'm like, we gonna rip everybody. I was the dude out of all my people.
yeah.
Well, that's when people was playing online. We didn't. I was never playing online.
Oh boy.
Hey, bro, I didn't kill one person.
Mm-hmm.
All running out, headshot, headshot. I was like, bro, it's impossible for somebody to be that good. How are they doing this? But they was playing. They was on. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they were on nothing. I got so mad. I was like, man, I don't even want to play. Yo, I was so mad. I was like, man, I don't even care about
Mm-hmm.
that anymore. I was, but at home, we played, split screens. I was rocking
Yeah.
my boys. I was that dude,
Mm-hmm. See?
bro. I
Mm-mm.
got another thing coming, boy. Like,
Yeah. It
you
hits different. They
it
say
hits
it hits different.
Yeah, like you play.
Um,
Mm.
I don't know. What was it again? PlayStation 2,
Yeah, PlayStation 2.
GameCube, and Xbox.
Yeah, the
For
OG Xbox.
me, I'm gonna go off the game that I played the most of that got me going like, whoa. For PS2, it was SOCOM, Navy SEAL. Help me out, y'all. The good one with the temple map. I can't remember because there was 3 or 4 of them, but for me on PS2, it was, well, of course, Madden. Madden was really big for me back in those days. Madden, SOCOM. Um, on GameCube, I think for me, one of the games that stood out that I really really enjoyed was SOCOM, or not SOCOM. God, what was the God? We played it all the time. Soul Calibur 2. When that came out, that on GameCube was fire.
Fire.
Um, and then on the original Xbox, for me, it was something that people probably don't even know is a Band of Brothers, Hell's Highway. It was an online game to where it was 4 people. Me and Cowboy will be on the team, and you got like Maker and TPG over here, and each one of us could point and make 2 guys go wherever we wanted them to go. So I would sit my defenses over here. Cowboy would sit his 2 dudes wherever and they'd be covering and shooting, and we would battle back and forth. And that and Halo Combat Evolved. Yeah, I wanted to say 2, but no, 1 because it was just different for that time.
Mm.
But
Let me
yeah.
get some of the things people are saying because they're putting them in the chat. So
Mhm.
Maker said Kingdom Hearts 2. He's
Mhm.
Dave said favorite PS2 game is
Oh
Resident
yeah,
Evil.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Woo.
People was loving Tomb Raider. I was a Tomb Raider hater, bro. So that's when Tomb Raider and Resident Evil was going head to head, and I had to pick one. So that's how the console wars hit me. I was going game for game. So I was
Right.
like, here's how crazy it was. I played and beat the first Tomb Raider, and I was like, nope, I'm just Resident Evil. Bro, I never seen any of the Tomb Raider movies. That's how I was like Team Resident Evil. Yeah, bro, you talk about console wars. I was like, nah,
Game War.
we don't mess with Lara Croft over here. But then when they came
Right.
out with the newer ones, then I did play and beat the first two.
Right.
Both said yes for game. It was default Resident Evil 1. For GameCube, it was default Resident Evil 1 remake. And Zero, though, Can I Smash Brawl and Zelda Wind Waker and double Mario Kart double. It's called
Oh
double.
yeah. Yep.
Maker said I lied. I forgot Halo 2 came out on the OG Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
TBG said Kingdom Hearts 2, Halo 2, Metroid Prime 1.
Metroid Prime on the GameCube. Yeah, that was fire. Woo.
Let's see. Maker said so Halo 2.
Mm-hmm.
Dodgeman said, which Halo do you think is the best? We'll get into that. Hold up. Xbox to me has always been Gears, Halo, Forza, and didn't need anything else. The PlayStation TPG said it was Team Xbox during the 360 gen until a little game came, Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 2. Yep.
Came out, and then I was full PS gamer since. I say I would have thought God of War would have got you. PlayStation was Killzone and Resistance. Yeah, Resistance. I was never a big fan of Killzone. Beat part 1 and just never messed with it.
Yep. Massive or what was it? Massive action game. That
Yeah,
I played
remember,
that.
it was like mad, like 200 something people on the screen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Said I remember playing Killzone 2 with the PlayStation Move and gun adapter and believing it was the best thing ever. That's dope. SOCOM with the PS headset was amazing.
Yep. Oh.
Soul Calibur 2 was dope.
Mm-hmm.
I still say the best intro for me of all time. Obviously better now, but when Soul Calibur 1 came out, dude, like it had like the drums from
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, and then the music and everything. Dude, that I'm getting chills right now. That was something.
And you could play that in arcade, remember? On the Neo Geo? Man. Woo!
There was a game called Mag that was amazing on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
That.
Yep.
Well, All Dinosaurs, I remember when the PS1 came out, but I wanted a Nintendo 64 because of Pokemon. I was a dumb kid. No, you wasn't dumb. That was your age.
That N64 was a beast. Woo!
To me, Resident Evil and Tomb Raider never clashed. It did to me.
On the PS1.
I was so deep into it. I named my cat. What's
Look,
that, bro?
and hey, both of those games came out on PS1.
Yeah.
Resident Evil and Tomb Raider. I played them both when they came out as a kid.
Yeah, I played both of them.
It's so hard. Sorry.
Sonic Adventures 2 Battle was the best on GameCube. Dodgeman said PS2. I was always playing Budokai 3 Black. Budokai 3 Black, Resident Evil 4. I had the 2 discs on GameCube too. Xbox, I played Halo 2. TPG said best story for Halo is Reach. Best multiplayer Halo 3. Best overall Halo 3. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess Halo 2 was the pinnacle for me. But funny enough, right? Some games I never liked. You ready? I never got into SOCOM. Never got into SOCOM. I was like, bro, it's just not me. And then somebody said something else.
Man.
That was a super classic, and I never got into. Somebody said something else, and I read it like, yeah, I never got into that. Well, one, I never got into Metroid, but I was kind of done with Nintendo a bit. I never got into Metroid even when I was into Nintendo. Yeah, was never into Metroid.
Who was it, Samus or Seamus? Samus?
Samus. Yep, Samus.
Yeah.
I don't
that girl.
Kingdom Hearts. I was never into Kingdom Hearts either.
Bad.
But again, my age was hard for me.
And that's the funny thing. People that don't pay attention or don't know no better, they don't even know Samus was a girl.
They don't? Nope.
Sorry. No, I said people that be looking at the Metroid that don't know no better, when they find out Samus is a lady, they're like, what? Yeah.
What the hell? Yeah.
Yeah. That never was a thing back in the day.
I do love Halo franchises, though Reach doesn't have a special place in my heart. Let me see. TPG said Now your mom knows. Even thought about getting into retro gaming. Just was if you did, what console would you collect? You know what's crazy, TPG? Man, I like Halo 4 over 3. I got a video I gotta make before I would never get into retro gaming because before I moved to New Jersey, I didn't have space in my car. That night we was gonna leave the next day, and I literally recorded it, never made it. I called a buddy of mine up who owns a gaming store, and it was about 10:30 at night. And I said, "Bro, I'm ready to let go of some old gaming stuff." He said, "What you got? Send me a picture." Bro, the night before we left, I sold my Sega Nomad, my TurboGrafx 16, my PlayStation 3 60 gigs backwards compatible, my Nintendo, my
What?
Super Nintendo. Yeah, because I had all that stuff in a big box and I had no space. And my wife was like, you was talking about how you was gonna have space out of all of us. All you're gonna do is throw your clothes in the back seat. And in the end, I couldn't keep it all. So I would never, after losing those, I didn't lose them, but after selling those, yeah, nobody could get me into retro stuff because I had some of the most retro stuff. I had about 20 games on the TurboGrafx 16. Like I had about 20 something Sega Genesis games for my Nomad. Again, I had the backwards compatible PlayStation. But y'all seen, I showed it on screen many
I
times.
hope they gave you a decent price because you could have got on eBay or sold it to one of
Yeah,
these
I would have been
collectors.
better with eBay, but the problem was it ended up being kind of junk. So what I didn't know was I thought if you just have something sitting there, it will work, right? Because all you do is plug it in. So my friend was like, "But does they still work?" I was like, "Bro, they kind of work. What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, stuff like the Sega Nomad has bleeding." I'm like, "What is he talking about?" So before I even took him to him,
He was
I
hustling
plugged
you.
it up, right? I went to plug it up, so I opened it. Mind you, it's in there for years, right? Other than a few times I showed it on screen. I'm like, "Yo, what is this sticky stuff?" I plugged it in, man. They got a ring around the damn screen. Like, so what he was explaining is older stuff like that. It has like stuff inside of it that like goes bad and it leaks and like so pretty much is ruined. He said when he plugged up my PlayStation 3, it starts smoking in the whole store. He had to unplug it, so I was like, well, he was like, yeah, we won't take that. So I just had my son go pick it up. He said the TurboGrafx 16 didn't work. I was like, damn. So in the end, if I sold it to somebody online, they probably been trying to sue me because I didn't know. So but it would have been cool just to have that stuff and then maybe found a collector that really wants it, But I wasn't gonna make that much money in the end, in the grand scheme of things. All that stuff sounds cool when you think of it, like, oh, you had
Yeah.
that, but I
If you
never
put it
thought.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, I never thought once you go to sell it, you find out stuff like that makes a lot of money is in like pristine condition. You know what I mean? And why my stuff just sat there for ages, but it just wasn't in good condition because over time, like time itself weathered it. You know what I mean? Which was crazy.
Right. That's
Let's
like
see.
Remember, that's like having. I went and found the old in storage or at my dad's house. I call it storage. I went and found the old CD case. Remember those? Remember those, Cowboy? The old
Man,
CD case.
yep,
Black. Zip zip. Open it
yep,
up. Blah blah. Brand new mint CDs that have really never been touched.
right.
They had ran and faded and the back of them, it was just weird, but
And
so
it's
yeah,
crazy. Then when you try to take them out, right, the back of it was all messed up, right?
they were like
Yeah,
stuck
like
together.
yep.
Yeah,
And
but then
you would think, oh, they're gonna be great because they're just in the
yeah,
sleeve.
right, they weren't in a wet space, they weren't in like a moist space, like you said. It just got old.
Oh yeah.
I don't know,
What
it was
I
weird.
didn't get rid of, I made sure I took my Transformers, my G1s. I got about 50 G1s, right? Didn't get rid of that. My buddy told me, he said, dude, when you're about to retire, that's when you should sell those. You know what I mean? When they really, and then my friend I know two people that own comic book stores. My one buddy was trying to get me to sell him my Spawns because I bought almost all of
Mm-hmm.
them, but I was like, I'm not ready to part ways with that yet because I think like the first 300 Spawns. And I'm talking about half of them I didn't read, and I got all first prints where I would have read it once,
Mm.
put it in the sleeve. So those I wasn't ready to get rid of either.
Yeah.
But Holt said, "Wait,
Hmm.
Anthony, you didn't sell your PlayStation 5 as that's the only excuse I would accept. You not playing We local play with me. What? You talking about the We local play?
What the hell is Cole's talking about?
I don't know what he's talking about. Tech does age over time. Yeah, I found that out the hard way. I am still on the hunt for a few games, but they're damn pricey. Yeah, I mean, one game I always wanted to own was Ninja Gaiden Trilogy. They made a Super Nintendo game that had all 3 Ninja Gaiden games on one thing.
Yep.
I had it in my hand one time at a flea market, and I didn't buy it, and I've never seen that game again. As a matter of fact, I want to let's find out how much it costs.
179.
I just want to say this, Murder.
Mm-hmm.
These are the conversations that I want to have. So this is what I want to have. I don't want to care about how much money your shareholders making. This is like when people are like, oh, you don't want to talk gaming? I do want to talk gaming, but I want to talk this game.
It's got to make sense.
Put you out and say, well, you like this or you like that. No, I just want to talk gaming in general. Let's just talk gaming. What's your favorite game? What do you like?
But in the same token, if some company needs smoke, they get smoke.
I agree, but I don't.
I'm not saying you. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
They're gonna catch it, but I don't want to just. I'm just gonna dig this up because you know what I mean. Like I brought up the thing with Phil Spencer. I heard the name change, and you explained it to me. I was like, cool. I didn't go on and on and on. Like,
look, next. You know,
like, oh, cool, okay. I didn't understand it, so I was just, wanted to hear somebody from a neutral point of view that was just gonna tell me what it was and not come up with this whole big thing to bash them or something. You know what I mean?
Cowboy, since it's me and you just one-on-one, do you know how much this hurts me?
I get it.
When you were sitting there like, yeah, PlayStation this, and I'm in the chat and I'm getting in parties and I'm being able to talk with you, and I'm just like, yeah, one day. I ain't even got nothing to fight with no more, man.
I know, man. You know what? It is, not to be funny, but Purple said it the best, right? No one likes a loser. And at the end of the day, to be fair in the whole console war things, Microsoft raised the flag, right? And Phil told everybody, he said, dude, we was third. So but nobody wants to hear it because, people still, matter of fact, I'm going to do this, all right? I don't want this to be, I seen a really good video. And I was like, wow, this makes a lot of sense. And I want to play it. And I don't want this to go crazy. But
what if you were fighting a war, Cowboy, and we both on other sides of the trenches, and we both sitting there pop shotting at each other?
Yep.
And one day you just see me up there.
You're like, I'm like, hold up. How come he on the same hill as me with the same gun?
I don't want to fight no more, Cowboy. You win. I'm done. But I sure wish they would have done something cool to make Xbox besides, really, really stand out. Make somebody want your brand for something other than Game Pass and getting cheap games. I really wish they gave me some ammo to fight with. But cool. The richest company in the world gets to make more money. Cool.
All right. So listen, this is not a console war thing.
No.
But I feel like this video I seen, I was like, wow, this makes a lot of sense. Pretty much you're saying, I feel like there isn't a war anymore. Phil's trying to tell people, but I feel like the people who are still trying to go team Xbox, when I seen this video, I was like, this is kind of what makes me how I feel. So I'm gonna play this. Because I thought it was
mute up.
And yes, FCAT did post it. Hold up. Why can't I make it larger now? There we go. All right, so listen to this. Thought this was deep.
The loud, boisterous section of the Xbox ecosystem that has for years poisoned the well of...
All right, here we go.
The loud, boisterous section of the Xbox ecosystem that has for years poisoned the well of console gaming discourse is the very group that most loudly cheered on these acquisitions, thinking that it would make Xbox into an exclusives churning machine unlike any you've ever seen, injuring its competitors in the process. And in a perfect world with good management and truly talented studios across the board, maybe that would have become reality. But these people were, and I want to emphasize this as much as I can, dead wrong. About as wrong as they could be. They were wrong repeatedly, unapologetically, aggressively, and consistently. Hearing things now like, this is great, everyone will subsidize Game Pass is pure cope. And why would Game Pass need to be subsidized in the first place? Because it's ultimately not working as is? You don't say. Saying more people get these games is true, but also cope. This isn't what many of you were saying just a year ago, and certainly not 2 or 3 or more years before that, when you were rooting, praying, and hoping for games, series, publishers, and developers to be taken away from competing ecosystems. Fast forward to today, and PlayStation and Nintendo gamers get Xbox games. Xbox gamers get virtually nothing in return. How is that a win? Yes, Microsoft Gaming is now a massive third-party publisher, but that's not what you wanted, is it? They're making a lot of money, yes, but they're spreading the field elsewhere and not staying put. More cope?
When I heard that, I was like, that's true, because if we go back, I was even saying, like, bro, Microsoft, when this acquisition go through, they're gonna have Doom. So people were like, bro, Xbox about to kill because they're gonna have all these studios, only to give all the games to everybody. It's like, and like you pretty much always say, you're like, bro, you're not keeping nothing, you're not making anything special. But it is crazy because there are people like, oh, Microsoft's the best because look at all the games they got. It's like, no, that's not what you were saying. You were saying Microsoft's going to be the best because they're going to have all these games. And I was like, and I didn't think this was even a console war thing, but it just was like, this is true though. Because like you said to me, you said, bro, if they had Doom, would you buy one? You don't even got to ask me twice. I'd already bought an Xbox just waiting for Doom to come out.
Mm-hmm. Everything that person just said in that video is something that I've kind of been saying, like damn, without even seeing nothing like that. It's like, man, and I don't want games to necessarily be taken from PlayStation. No, Doom has always been a multiplayer. All the games that have always had a copy, even Hellblade, which I've never played, if they were on PlayStation initially, I don't think it's a big deal if they still get them or they don't get them, But anything going forward, like it could be on a case to case basis or whatever it is. But all the big games now, why are we talking about Halo, Gears, like the pillars? There's videos out there with Phil Spencer that we've watched that he sat there and got on stage and said, I will never do anything to integrate, the pillars of, or whatever, to jeopardize. It's just 4 games, I won't do nothing to the pillars. And it's like, that's the part that sucks about it. And you finally got a chance to not take games away from people, but make more of a reason besides Game Pass for somebody to buy the console. I know everybody keeps.
You have more of a reason to make your brand stronger.
Right.
That's simple.
Right.
It doesn't have to be takeaway games. You just had a reason. You had a chance. You had a clear chance to make your brand stand out above the competition.
Right.
There would have been some games that you have to be like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like you can't be ignored. Like I always say what you want about Xbox, but in 2024 they had the best-selling game of the year. You know what I mean? Regardless. Now
we knew that was coming, but
oh yeah, you knew that was coming. But now somebody's going to be able to be like, but I still played it also. I'm like, okay, well I guess you did. But as far as the studio, that is now an Xbox studio. Let me catch up with this chat.
Right.
Let me see. TPG said, Lost Souls Aside is getting a Blu-ray release. What does that mean? They're getting a Blu-ray release. GTG, time to clock out. Great content today, fellas. All right, man. Look, take care, Blood. It was good talking to you, man. I hope you have a good night as well. Holt said, WWE local play. It was meant to say, as Anthony never bought his PlayStation 5 to face me locally in Florida, it could have been a main event twice. He dodged me. Yeah, whatever, man. Listen, you coming back this year or next year? I'll be here. Also, Sub-Zero will be in the next season of Fortnite. I did see that, and I am a little upset. So not upset. Well, if you're saying that, I'm upset. I seen they showed a bunch of things, and the new season of Fortnite starts on the 21st, which is this Friday. And I seen they show Sub-Zero, a bunch of other people I don't know. I was like, oh, I hope that means more Mortal Kombat characters because I'm a Scorpion guy, not a Sub-Zero guy. So please put Scorpion in the game because I will be buying.
I think if they put Scorp or Sub-Zero in there, sooner or later they gotta put Scorpion in there. If there's 2 that go together, it's them.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
Right.
Can I pop in or you're wrapping up? No, I mean I'm not really. I'm just vibing. You know what? This is what I like. I'm just vibing, bro. Man, like the conversation I have with Murder is just really good. Go ahead.
And hold on, I gotta interrupt you. back to what we were talking about before I forget. Now, if somebody came to you and was like, you were new, you were looking to get into getting a Series X or a PlayStation or a Pro or just a PlayStation 5, and I came to you with, you came to me honestly and was like, hey, Berta, you know, I'm looking to get a next gen console. What would you prefer? Like, what we doing? I trust you. Where are we going?
Right.
And I go, because I own all of them. And hold on, I can reach up here and grab my Switch too. Um, but I own all the consoles, and it's like I came to you and I was like, you'll get with PlayStation, you'll get um exclusive games, a library if you're not with the PlayStation brand, a bunch of great games, single player or third person, whatever you call it, over the shoulders.
Right.
You got the portals, you got other little things with this console, exclusive games all the way, and third party games, and you get all the Xbox's games. And then I go, Cowboy, but okay, you get an Xbox, you got Game Pass.
So for me, that's why me and Cubini kept having these conversations. You will never sway me with the blindfold, right? You'll never say, hey, for $20 a month, you're going to get a lot of games. What, you know what I'm going to ask you? What games, right?
We had that conversation last week, remember? Like,
I'm going to ask you what games. Now, if you say over here, this, and this, as soon as I hear certain games that as a gamer, I have to play, I don't care that you are offering me 600 games for $20 a month. That is a great deal. I'll never say Game
right.
Pass isn't a
Game
deal.
Pass, as far as gaming, it's a great value. Like,
Great value. Great value.
mhm.
But my problem will be once you say certain games on the other side that as a gamer I have to play, then I don't even again, maybe if I was how to say this, maybe if I was less fortunate, I didn't have much money, right? Maybe I was like, $20 a month beats out games I can't play because I got to pay full price. If I had that mentality, but I don't. So if you pitch, you get this. These games are coming. These games are there, or whatever. And yeah, make no mistake about it. PlayStation is at an all-time low of first-party games, all-time low. But the fact that I know they'll eventually make a Last of Us 3, I know they're gonna eventually make another God of War. I know they're gonna. Well, they might not make a Naughty Dog from the way it sounds, or somebody might be taking over the studio. But I just know some of these games. I feel as a gamer, I can't live without. That would just make me choose that side.
Right. And you're doing that because of what? What's that called?
That's because I'm a gamer and I gotta play certain games.
No, exclusives.
Oh, yes, you're right. Exclusive. That is
Just
it.
those games.
Yes.
I would see nothing wrong with it if something more than just Lego Horizon
Right.
and a Kojima game, which is, yes, it was a PlayStation exclusive, but as people say, it's owned by Kojima. He paid, but he bought that game back, the rights to it, so he can put it wherever he wants to now, But I don't know, just when they stopped giving me, like, I'm glad I got my box when I did. But if I was coming into the game right now, being a gamer, but just looking to do something different, I wouldn't buy a play. I would go get the PS5 because I'm getting all these games sooner or later. Like Phil said, they're coming. It's just a matter of when. And I get the games on PlayStation that ain't coming to Xbox. They might go to PC. They might go to the Switch. But I bet until I see a God of War or something like they're talking about as far as God of War, Halo, Gears, Halo, God of Uncharted, they're like almost on the same kind of level. Oh God, Xbox, they'll call it, which I would have called it too, a win. 12 years later, they're still talking about getting Final Fantasy VII the remake as a win.
Right.
I mean, even though it's always been, an exclusive PlayStation game, that's not a PlayStation game.
Correct.
But it's a win. If when that comes, they'll go, but that's not like getting a first party tentpole Halo game. 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, would you ever think we would have a conversation of Halo being on a PlayStation or Gears? Honestly, hell no.
Listen,
No.
I literally still, I mean, I didn't read the article myself. I'm still like, bro, Forza is not coming to PlayStation. And somebody's like, no, it is.
It is.
I was like, bro, it's not really coming. Is it like, is that, I'm still asking, is that real?
Yeah. It's wish listed on my PlayStation right now. It's in the store.
Because that's a staple. That's like that was a flag in the sand game. You know what I mean? Like,
And I never thought it was a staple because I never played the racing games like that. I played the Need for Speeds, Payback, chasing your friends with police, and I never.
I played Burnouts, but I always knew, like, if is Gran Turismo a staple, the Gran Turismo is a that's in a flat.
Now that goes to Xbox, then I'll be like, oh, okay, okay.
Right.
But all this Xbox giving up all their games, and they're like, oh, we're gonna make more money. Did they not? You haven't seen it, but you see all the money and new subscribers and things that PlayStation just made this year. They're breaking records with money and all types of stuff. And
they said that,
for some,
they said the premium is still, people are buying more to premium. I was like, what?
And a lot of people are buying the Pro. Like, their money is like they're breaking records with like money and all types of things. It's like, but they need to put their games everywhere to survive. No, they don't. Keep doing what they do. Not every.
Let me get back to this real quick. Holt said, sadly, I don't believe it was Xbox that was causing issues, as they told us in 2020 that there was going to be changes in the industry. Yeah, they didn't spell that out. I feel Microsoft always has future ideals that the less than average gamer wouldn't consume. So now Microsoft is just catering to everyone, which is a win and sales. No, I mean, I've always given Microsoft credit. I always say I give them credit because they do things that people don't like, but it becomes the normal eventually. It's just they got the money to do it now when you don't like it. And then when it become normal, you be like, oh, they've been doing that, so they're ahead of the game. Microsoft has had Play Anywhere model for decades, so nothing new bringing the exclusives to the platforms that sell well. It's all money in the pocket more than if it was exclusive. I don't agree with that, because just because Microsoft had what did they used to call it? Play Anywhere. So that meant if you bought the Xbox version, then when you played it on PC, you didn't have to buy it again. That's not the same thing as putting your game on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. That's not the same thing. Let me see. Hi. Would say the average gamer buys next gen consoles about 3 years into the life cycle. I mean, I usually buy them day and date, but I was a Stadia guy, so But
You were on the Late Show.
Let me bring TPG on. What time is it? 9:25. He could come on and I'll rock for a little bit more. Then I'll go watch this show with my wife. We've been watching a show called Fake Profile. It's a Spanish show, but it's English dub, and it's actually pretty good. So we're on season 2. But guys, coming in right.
I gotta tell you, a show, on Netflix, The Madness. Have you seen that? No. The Madness. Just watch the first episode of it.
Okay.
Trust me.
All right, let me write it down.
The Madness.
You know what's crazy? We'll go on Netflix and just watch trailers. Little 5-second, 10-second trailers. We'd be like, all right, as long as it don't have too many seasons. If it's like 6 seasons, I'm like, yeah.
No, first season, like 5 or 6 episodes. Watch it. I'm telling you. Or just watch the first episode, see if it grabs you at all. The Madness.
Okay, Murder says watch The Madness. Well, I know
on Netflix. And anybody out there listening that likes good shows, watch The Madness.
Well, once we finish Fake Profile, then we're gonna watch the last season of Cobra Kai, and then maybe we'll start The Madness. That'd be dope.
Just watch the trailer.
Let me bring in TPG. TPG, what's going on, man?
Not much. You haven't watched the final season of Cobra Kai yet?
No, because I think that just came out like 2 weeks ago or something like that.
I think about a week ago, yeah.
Maybe about a week ago, yeah. We was watching Fake Profile. So my wife even said, like, "Hey, you want to turn it on?" I was like, I'd rather just get through this show and then go to the next show.
That's smart. But yeah, I'm just sitting here browsing this
I
retro
want in
game
my
website.
head. Like, you know when you watch a couple things at one time, you're like, what? Wait, what show was that on? I don't want to
Exactly. It's like you're trying to juggle so many things. Like I'm
Yeah.
watching Invincible while I'm watching my anime as well. And it's like, okay, which show is which? Because I'm kind of getting them mixed up here.
Yeah. Now, if you was watching the anime and the live action, then that'd been different. But yeah. So what's your next game you getting?
I'm actually on the hunt right now for God of War Origins Collection for the PS3. That's the PSP titles. But now with this rumor God of War Collection Greek Saga for the PS5 coming, I don't know. Maybe I could hold off on that for a bit. Because I'm looking at this like right now. I'm on this website called Lukey Games, and it's like almost $40 for this damn collection, and that's just 2 games.
You're just talking about the 2 games, right?
Yeah, it's just the PSP games. But I also have the God of War collection that has God of War 1 and 2. I have God of War Ascension. I have God of War 3 Remastered on my PSN profile. So,
see, when they finally brought those games to PS4, I played them both on.
They brought to PS3, and then the original God of War games.
Okay,
I could never. You want to hear something? Want to hear something crazy, man? I couldn't get into God of War for the longest time until God of War 2018. Then I was like, okay, this is my speed.
Well, okay, here's the thing. So God of War 1 was super graphic. It was very sexual. And so you was pretty young at that time, right? So
yeah.
So when it came out, it might have just wasn't your thing. You know
Well,
what I
it's
mean?
gameplay style too. It's just like, it was one of those games you had to learn combos, and my ADHD brain doesn't remember that shit easily.
QuickTime events. Remember, it was big on QuickTime events.
Dude, I think the QuickTime events are actually worse on the PS3 versions, just because the R2 button is not meant to be pressed that many times. Like, ain't fun, man.
Wait, I'm trying to remember when I played the God of War games. It wasn't PS3. I think it was on PlayStation 4.
The PS4 got God of War 3 remastered, but never got God of War 1 and 2, unless you count streaming it on the PlayStation Cloud.
No, but they did get the PSP ones.
Yeah, on PS3, but never on PS4 or PS5.
Man, that long ago, I played the PSP ones on PS3. Because I got the chance to play and beat that. Like the one was about Kratos' brother.
That's God of War Ascension. That's the one that's had the multiplayer in it. How well that go?
That was not good at all.
I hear people saying now, like, "Oh, maybe God of War multiplayer could work." Like, no, you guys haven't played Ascension online, have you?
Let me see something.
I remember I beat God of War 3 with my nephew down in LA in 2011. It was on the PS3, and I just went back. Remember, I think I was telling you about it, Cowboy. It was a couple months back. I went back and played the PS5, like the God of War 3 remaster, and I'm telling you, that's one of the best games I've ever played.
No, yeah, that is that is my top best game.
And that came out in I think 2009 or 10. But I happened to be in LA, and my little nephew was like, "Hey, will you play this with me? My mom, she's tripping because, like you said, it was kind of gruesome." And I was like, "Hey, I'll I went and sat on the floor,
so you guys
Indian style, and played that game with him. But I went back and I played it about 6 months ago, man. And I was like, with the remasters, controls, the graphics, I was like, man, this is one of the best games I've ever played.
You guys want an embarrassing story? It's not like super embarrassing. It's just like it was really bad timing. So I was at a building I used to live in. One of my I guess you would call them like neighbors, but they're like we lived in like little studio apartments. She had a problem with video games, and me and her were talking about it. And literally, I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and it cut straight to when you first meet Trevor. If you remember that cutscene, that is awkward as hell. Because I was sitting there saying, "Oh, it's not that violent, it's not that sexual." Cut to Trevor in a trailer doing a metaphor. I was like, "Hey, no, this is nothing." And then I accidentally ran her over after the cussing.
You said you accidentally ran her over?
Yeah, because what she does is after Trevor kills the character Johnny, she'll sit there and kind of like cry about it. And I wasn't paying attention. I was driving because you take control of the truck. And I kind of went over her by accident. I was like, yeah, this is bad.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto,
Sorry,
man.
that's weird, but it's like, yeah, I just.
CPG. This what you talking about? Origin Collections, Chains of Olympus,
Yes.
and Ghost of
Yes.
Sparta. No, one of these
Oh.
was the ones that had something to do with Kratos' brother. I don't think that was Ascension.
That's God of War Ascension.
That had to do with his brother?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was one of the PSP games.
Hold on, and that's not even a PS5 remaster. That's a PS4 remaster.
This is the rumor is
Not
that
this. The other game, the 3.
all the Greek games are getting remastered for PS5 and being put on PlayStation 5. So that'll be the first time Ascension's
That'd
ever
be
been
amazing.
remastered.
But here's my question: Is it?
Oh, the PSP games. Oh no.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Is it going to be? So it'll be a remaster, not a remake. So it's going to be the same gameplay. It'll probably have the graphics of Part 3 remastered. But
basically, just think of what you're seeing right now, but a little bit better. Just
right. Well, probably
basically Days Gone level of remaster, where it's like it's just a bit better.
I mean, not for nothing. God of War is it's my second favorite video game franchise, and it's such a good story and like what happens to Kratos and redemption. So I mean, it is something that gamers that didn't play it's definitely something to play, man. In the history of gaming, like for them to keep up with the story. Now I don't like where it is now because he's like a little chump. But in these games, he was like one of the most ruthless video game.
I call this game the ultimate atheist game because he was killing gods.
Yeah, just like whoa.
Cowboy, can I tell you something? Or ask you a question real quick?
Yes, sir.
If you woke up tomorrow, and be honest, and I know at the end of the day you don't care. You're like me. You don't really care.
Okay.
But if you woke up tomorrow and you knew it was factual and it came out, God of War 1, 2, 3, Unreal Engine 5, update remaster coming to Xbox, would you be like, ugh? Not even on a console, it just don't even sound right.
Yeah,
for people that have been playing games for a long time and know how this shit goes. It might not go like that now, but it still be like, what? That don't even sound right.
It will catch me off guard because one, there's no talk of it at all. So I'd be like, what? I would think that maybe they had some type of deal where, okay, fine, Xbox is giving you games, so you're gonna give us games. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I wouldn't care, especially because I played and beat them already. That what I would care about is if they said God of War, the next God of War was going to be on Xbox before PlayStation. I'd be like that. Something like that would get me. But
if I woke up to that, I'd just be like, "Can someone explain this to me, please?" Like,
yeah, I played and beat those games years ago, so
right. I'm just saying, it's just I don't know. There's just some shit that just don't sound right.
Exactly. Like, listen, man. Much as I'm a PlayStation guy, Halo on PlayStation just doesn't sound right, does it?
That's all I'm saying.
Maybe it's because it's also our age, because we're part of that older generation, so that might be a part of it.
Yeah. So here go FCAT. Hey FCAT, I'll bring
up
the
shit.
Hey FCAT, if you try
FCAT just a little salty.
Now hold on, FCAT, I'll bring up the whole conversation if you want me to bring it up, man. He said, "Need to cut this stream short. I want to play a video game." He said, "Why y'all?"
Let's go play Concord.
That's for next week. He said, "Microsoft murder, get it right." He said, "Stop
Ooh,
Xbox."
Damn,
yeah.
yeah.
Is no Xbox. No, you know what the thing is?
Oh,
so if
he ain't lying.
If FCAT, if I was doing the Monster Hunter stream, then I've probably been playing Monster Hunter right now. So I would have probably did this stream earlier, and then it would have been off. So just for context, I told I told FCAT today that starting Tuesday, March 4th, the Tuesday after Monster Hunter comes out, then I'm going to start doing a Monster Hunter stream so that when because he's only doing it every other week. So that week when he would do the FCAT news report show, that as long as he's done by 7 to 7:30, then I'll just do a Monster Hunter stream. He felt some type of way, and he said, "Don't make him sound like a bad guy." And I said, "Bro, that's not my MO. I'm always a face-to-face person. I got no animosity. Even with you, TPG, I never once made you look like the bad guy. I was taking up for you. That people was making me like, bro, you don't care. I'm like, I mean, I really don't. But so at the end of the day, that's just not my MO. I pride myself on being real. I used to do a thing called keeping it real with Cowboy. So for me, I would never want to make nobody. I'm not even a DM guy. I like to do stuff live out here. Like if you go back to the Stadia days, I used to battle and beef with all the content creators. I went and said everything live. Like I don't want to talk to you in the DM because then it gets turned and misconstrued. So anyway, FCAT's trying to take a jab at me because he said, why are we still streaming? But again, I just think the Monster Hunter thing is going to be cool for a community. I think the type of game it is, you play it to beat a creature and then earn something and try to build up your character. Kind of like a Destiny type thing because it's RNG, right? So I just thought like, it'd be cool. Now, do we do these gaming streams for a long time? We do, but we could, if we be honest, we could have been wrapped this up. We just kind of chatting, right? There's no
just
real
shooting the shit.
Right. So FCAT thing was, well, I don't want to be rushed. And if I'm going to be rushed, then I might as well not do it. I'm like, bro, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying that if on my channel I wanted to do a stream for myself that I think I may enjoy, it shouldn't be that part of a problem for you to do your thing and then just, consolidate it, wrap it up. He's like, well, what if Purple gets on, she goes long? Well, I'm doing my stream, so it's just gonna have to end. Like it is what it is, right? He's like, she's not gonna stop for that. I was like, she don't own the channel. So at the end of the day, the stream's just gonna end. So so it's cool because we actually talked, we spoke. So it was hard when we was writing each other, messaging, because it wasn't coming across right, and he felt like I was holding it over his head, like you're gonna have to end your show early. It's like, no, I didn't say early, but original plan was he was gonna stream at 5, and I was gonna do my You Epic People at 7. I pushed myself back for him. So this is just me going back to the original thing where we both could eat, right? You do your thing, I do my thing. But as he said, he felt like the gaming news is kind of dying a little bit. So he just figured once March 4th hit, he just won't do his thing anymore. And, later on, maybe we could reconvene something or whatever. So so that's the actual, I mean, I'm sure he might mention it next week, but I only brought it up because he's trying to be funny, But
you being a funny man, you being a funny kitty cat.
But it is what it is.
But,
I was about to ask you, what the fuck are you talking about?
I was gonna say, man, like I, been doing a live stream now like every week, or I'm gonna try to, but it's like, when you try to cover gaming news and there's not a lot out there to talk about, and you don't really give a crap about what's out there, it's like, what do you do then? You kind of just sitting there like, so Xbox is still around.
Yeah, I mean the thing is with gaming, so here's my problem. I'm a little older. I never, dude, until I met y'all, I didn't know who Phil Spencer was. Like I didn't know what's the dude, Reggie or something like that for Nintendo. Like I still don't really know who he is, but I know his name. I didn't know like I just play video games and we talk trash about video games. Now, when we talk trash about Xbox and PlayStation, the furthest we went was console sales because that was console wars. Who's selling the most? But I never I was always like, oh, like I said, I didn't like Tomb Raider because I like Resident Evil. So I literally never seen the Tomb Raider movies. So I was more into that type of console wars. I didn't get crazy that deep. So for me, when I get that news, like FCAT, he's great at it. He pull up every article and stuff. Whether people say oh, you didn't vet it and find out if it's, but he got all this stuff. And that's why I told him I think he's great at it because he goes extra to get all that stuff. You know what I mean? But I get it. If he's saying it's not that much news, then I get it. If that's your thing and it's not that much news, like you're saying, TPG, you feel like you're even trying to cover news and it's gaming news. But
that's why it's probably better to have topics that are not news related, maybe talking about your favorite PlayStation 1 games or hell, just doing reaction videos.
Or just have a conversation about how you feel about gaming. I mean, really, honestly, there's like a lot going on in gaming right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, without the fanboy stuff up in it. You know, there's like Avowed coming out. There's uh I can't. I'm a little stoned, so I can't think of
That's
exactly
okay,
what I'm
man.
trying to say at the moment. But there is, you know, Bobby Kotick had an interview just a couple days ago with some people talking about how Satya Nadella, when they were buying the company, he told him to his face he didn't know nothing about gaming and shouldn't be doing it. You know, there's,
Damn.
I mean, those interviews are out there on YouTube. You can, beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep. You know, there's game sales. Remember, everybody talk about statistics.
Right.
PlayStation had
See, that's
record
to me where
statistics. You know,
I
those are
get into
conversations that could be happening. You
that's why
know,
I get into like I'm kind of
real
like once
shit.
I start getting bored kind of section where it's like you start talking about statistics, PlayStation sales that were at 30% higher. What?
Hey,
Sorry.
I think
some people like to hear that type of stuff. You know,
they
some
do.
people would rather not hear a bunch of rumors and lies. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes facts do matter. Talking about shit that matters. You know.
No, I agree. Yeah, that's tangible stuff. TBG, I think what you did earlier was great. You asked, what's your favorite game in this and this? And we literally probably spent like 15, 20 minutes on that question.
Oh,
So I
dude,
think,
I got a whole list of games I could go down and get the nostalgia over.
so what I think is gaming, right? You know, yes, like me and FCAT talked a while today, and he said, look, people want to hear this stuff, and they do. I just don't that much, right? And that if that means you don't watch me that much, that's fine, because I've always said I'm not the gatekeeper of entertainment. So I feel like what you want to see, if it's not here, I hope you find it somewhere else. So, but I also don't want to do something that I don't really want to do, right? Because it's kind of like, well, if my wife definitely waiting for me to come watch a show. If I'm just going to talk about stuff I don't want to talk about, I might as well just watch the show with my wife.
It's like I'll be like, yo, man, I got a wife over here. She kind of needs my attention right now, so
right. So it's kind of like, you know, YouTube allow us to do what we want. It's remember, and not to knock Lono, but I've watched. He has a huge channel, Reforged Gaming, right? And I used to watch it a lot, and I'd be like, damn, it sucks because he says he's not a PlayStation guy, but I watch him get triggered by somebody bringing up something negative about PlayStation, and then I watch him kind of have to, even though he says he don't console war, but he literally throws shots at Xbox whenever he can.
he gets baited
like,
into doing a console war stuff.
It's like that's what's making him money. He's a smart guy. He will look you in the face and say, I'm not a pony. I like them both, but you clearly, and maybe behind the scenes he's like, maybe behind the scenes he played Xbox more, but on his show he makes sure the audience have something to fight and bicker about. For me, bro, I couldn't do that every day. I would be hating it. And I watched that. If you have your channel a certain way, like FCAT said, oh, when you stop doing the gaming stuff, watch people leave. Why would I want them to stay if that's what they want? And if that's not what I want to do, because this isn't paying my bills. If this is paying my bills, then I'm gonna be on here console warring. But it's not. This is for me to have fun, talk to you guys. What murder? What you playing? TPG? What you playing? So for me, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
No, that makes 100% sense. You gotta listen sometimes to your heart instead of listen to your brain.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I just want to enjoy this, you know, and you know, like today we were just having great conversations. We still are, and so this is what I like with gaming. Now, is it the juicy stuff gets cool, and you know, it's like, oh, I can't believe this and that. It has its place, but for me, I would rather know what TPG asked earlier. What's your favorite game and this and that? That was such a great question, and I was just like, ooh, my brain was like, I instantly knew Resident Evil 1 remake, like that was top of my list. But like I had to think about it, and that's.
I'm honestly surprised Resident Evil 1 remake or Resident Evil 1 hasn't gotten another remake since that remake happened.
Yeah, that is true. That was the last. That was last remake. I'm shocked that they didn't, because they literally skipped that. Capcom just did 2, 3. The rumor is 0. They did 4. So.
And I think they're supposed to be doing 5 at some point.
You know,
that's what I heard.
I feel like 5 came out at a point where I don't feel like 5 and 6 don't need remakes.
Yeah, but a lot of people would. Well, the way they're doing it now, it's
Resident Evil 5 and 6?
It kind of needs to have a remake because it needs to fit into the story now because the remake has its own storyline going on.
I mean, very subtle. Like, all right, so Resident Evil 4 remake was almost the same. That was really close. Resident Evil 2 remake. This is how much it not
The only Resident Evil game I've ever played, by the way.
Say that again.
I've only played the Resident Evil 2 remake just because a friend of mine at the time was like, dude, you gotta try it. I was like, fine.
So here's the thing. The Resident Evil 2 remake, this is how crazy it was. My wife and I went to see Resident Evil Return to Raccoon City, or I think that's what it was called, the most recent Resident Evil movie, right? So we went to see there in the movies, and I was like, yo, this is so crazy. They don't change and add all this stuff. Here's what's crazy. I didn't play the Resident Evil 2 remake, played it after the fact, like a year later, and I'm like, oh, snap. They didn't add stuff to the movie. They got it from the Resident Evil 2 remake. So remember the part when they went to the orphanage and all that?
Yep.
That never happened in the original Resident Evil. Remember the black dude that was in the police station and stuff?
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting killed or whatever. He was
Became
never
a zombie.
in the Resident Evil 2. So they added so much to it that was new. So that's what I call that's a remake, right? Where they added extra stages and stuff. You know what I mean?
Also, did you
you
see that Twisted Metal got a new teaser trailer? And it's coming out this summer, season 2.
I did see that.
I'll be doing a weekly podcast talking about Twisted Metal and The Last of Us. There's my content for a couple months at least.
There you go. I mean, it did grow on me because the first Twisted Metal, I just felt like playing it back in the day, it wasn't that supposed to be that humorous, but they took the angle of making it a little humorous, and it grew on me because that bothered me at first. I was like, dude, that was some Twisted Metal used to have some of the craziest endings where you like, it was like a Twilight Zone or something. Some dude going to rescue his wife, or he's trying to beat this.
Dude, some of those ending cutscenes.
Could bring his wife back, and then his wife come back and get killed again or something. You were like, what? I was like, when was that?
Or he'd be like, okay, I'll bring your wife back, and it's just the dead body in front of him. Like, what? She's back. You got what you wanted. Or it'd be like, one of my favorite ones, I came up with I don't know if it actually happened in the games. I'm not 100% sure about this. But there's supposed like an ending where guys like, I want to be reunited, the person I love the most. Then Calypso just has a mirror show up like, you're a narcissist. You love yourself.
It was some really good endings. I can't remember them all, but I know Twisted Metal Black was like the pinnacle of Twisted Metal.
Yeah, I need to get into that.
That was really good. The endings was really good. And that was.
So I'm very interested in this season, just because I'm like, we're finally getting the tournament, and then it's like, they're still gonna do the story stuff, and have John.
And now they actually show Calypso. And like
no, they actually show Calypso in the teaser trailer, like straight up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It actually shows him, and he's like, going to be a prominent character, so that's cool. FCAT said I gave up on a vow after 2 minutes. He said we starting a podcast in GTA 6. I said it'd be funny if we start a podcast in WWE The Island.
You're gonna play that, by the way, the Island.
I'll check it out. I would be curious to see. So they said 50 people could be in the server at one time. So I'm curious, like, can we all meet up in the server? I'm assuming we can. And honestly, it's like everything else. Street Fighter added that type of mode.
Well, because they want to build some kind of community so then they could exploit it. Look at My Rise, for example, and how that's all gone to hell.
Mm-hmm. Got Spectre divided and split through 2. What's Spectre divided? You know what? I'm telling you guys, I'm actually excited about. I'm actually excited about Split Fiction.
That does look pretty interesting.
And I'll say why. My wife and I beat A Way Out. That was their first one with the 2 prisoners. It was really good. At the end, it had a cool surprise ending. I won't say.
Game of the year.
Yeah, game of the year was It Takes Two, their second game. My wife and I played and beat that. It was, listen, as a co-op game, immaculate. Now, do I feel it should have been game of the year? Well, no. But at that point, game of the year usually for me was really heavy story-driven games So when Astrobot won, I was kind of like, all right, TPG, you're that PlayStation gamer. What's your honest thoughts of Astrobot winning Game of the Year?
I think it's Game of the Year.
Really?
Just, dude, like if you're asking me, like, if someone was just getting into video games and asking, what is a video game I should play? Like, Astrobot. Astrobot or a Mario game, because that's like the perfect entrance. Now, let's say if you're into story-driven games and stuff like that, you know, I got a certain franchise I can name that has us in it.
Dude, that probably is the story-driven of story-driven.
Yeah, or Red Dead 2. If someone recently asked me that, like, oh, what do you think's better than Last of Us? Like, Red Dead 2. Like, just that's the definition of a perfect game for me.
Here's another reason. Here's another thing I'm getting mad at Xbox. Xbox, when I watched their last
I agree.
case, they had so many story-driven games. I'm like, I feel like I'm watching a PlayStation thing, but now they're gonna like, dude, the South of Midnight. Not that I'm that into that game, but I'm like the story and everything. I'm like, this is looking pretty good. They, you know, and to Murder's point, it's like, damn, but they're not keeping these games. You know what I mean? They're kind of
listen. If you're gonna have that doom and gloom feel, like, oh, they're keeping these games, like, dude, just turn in your console, turn in your PC, turn in your gamer card. Okay, just I thought you were a gamer. Gamers play games. We don't care what platform we play it on.
We're not gonna act like the console wars isn't a real thing. We're not gonna act. Yeah. Like, it's like it's like telling a sports fan, you know, you like the Cowboys and the Eagles.
Hold on, whoa. Who?
For the Eagles.
Who, me?
No. He's saying in general, people who feel like.
Oh, you be up in their console war and talking about how great. Let's rewind it back a year ago, if even that. Stop it. I mean, okay, your opinion don't even matter. You turn in your console gamer card because you're going back on the shit but you're going back on the shit you talked.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's cool though. Everybody's doing that nowadays. It's crazy how the world reverses, don't it? I was shilling, or not even shilling, just enjoyed because I'm an Xbox gamer.
Right.
5-0, it's okay, man. Hey, you know what? At the end of the day, when everyone gets to play games, we all win.
So what I'm lucky about is I was a diehard PlayStation guy most recently. But I literally left PlayStation for Stadia. To the point where I wasn't even playing PlayStation games no more. I had GameFly, and I wasn't even renting games. I stopped playing PlayStation altogether and was using my GameFly to rent movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I ended up getting out of Stadia, it was cool for me because that like broke me out of my compulsion to be one team. Once Stadia was failing and I jumped back, because I literally was considering getting an Xbox. I was on the fence like, damn, what should I get? But then I was like, well, I still never played the 2018 God of War because I was in the Stadia, or maybe I did play it, and I knew they was going to have Ragnarok. And it was just certain things that I had to play on PlayStation.
Along with wrestling. Remember? You know, that was.
That wrestling was what killed dinosaurs for me with Stadia.
Oh, by the way,
wrestling,
I remember earlier I mentioned in the comments that Lost Souls Aside is getting a Blu-ray. That means it's getting a physical release. So actually, Cowboy, you'll be able to GameFly that game.
Nice, because I will. That, you know what's crazy?
That's my most anticipated game this year until we get a release date for Death Stranding.
I gotta watch the trailer for that again because it reminds me of that what's the other game called? Sun Tide Annihilation, or Sun Tide?
Yes, Tides of Annihilation.
Yeah, they look similar, and I gotta remember what Souls Aside looked like because the Tide game is looking dope.
Think Devil May Cry meets Final Fantasy. That's literally what the creator said his inspiration was.
And I actually said that when I was watching it. But
I think he even said like something like he was inspired by the Final Fantasy 13 Versus trailer, the game we never got that became Final Fantasy 15. Right.
But to be honest with you, Devil May Cry meets Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy 16. If we're being honest.
Dude, I got a hot take for that game, but maybe I'll save that for a video one day.
I'm just saying. No, I had a love-hate relationship with that game. Everybody was mad at me. Bro, why are you talking trash about that game? I was like, bro, this game, the PlayStation 3 wanted their character
Hold on.
back.
Like, damn. What?
Personally, I think Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth was just heads above that Final Fantasy 16. And I'm not even the biggest like Final Fantasy 7 fan. In fact, I think the old game's kind of hard to get into for me.
Yeah. Well, now.
But my most anticipated game, it's going to be the sequel to this one, The Witcher 4. Whenever we get that, I will be buying it. I'll buy the collector's edition.
That's another hot take for me. I was never a Witcher fan.
Fair.
I played part 3 many years later, got to the Griffin, beat the Griffin. I was like, oh, I'm sending it back.
Yeah,
but
fair.
again, I played it many years later, and that wasn't even the remaster. You know what I mean? I played it before they came
Yeah,
out.
you didn't even play like with 60 FPS and all that.
Right. So you got to think about it.
I get it. It's one of those games that not everyone can get into.
Because me and my brother were two different gamers. The games I love, he's different. Like I love like the God of War, the straight up like hack and slash, and he was into the more RPG, the Bethesda type stuff. And so I was just like, The Witcher 3 is going to be one of these long, drawn out, boring games that I'm playing for 28 hours a day. Like I can't do it.
Dude, I did a whole stream series and I had to take breaks between it because I was like, dude, this is such a long game. But it doesn't feel that long. That's the crazy part. When you're playing it, it's like for some reason, it's just like I'll do like 5-hour streams. I'm like, I never do this before. But it's like it's because I love this game so much. It's like screw it, right?
Man, I'll tell you about loving games. Man, my all-time favorite game is Prototype. And I never streamed.
I know. I see you've been streaming that lately.
Yeah, and I'm just playing it for me. I'm playing it for an archive that I actually have it on stream. But I'm just enjoying it, and it's the remaster. And I'm like, that came out years ago. But I'm just like, dude, I'm like, oh my god! And I finally unlocked my super specials, and I'm like, yo, what game? Since this game came out, the closest game to this was Infamous Second Son. And no other game has given me this Prototype feeling. Like I'm running into the middle of
the closest thing we'll ever get to a Venom game until we get one.
Well, Venom. I mean, I got all these people on screen, and then I just go use my super, I forgot what they call it, and I just go and like all these tentacles just come out my body and just kill everything in like a mile radius. Cars, people, or you do this thing where you hit the ground and giant spikes drill out the ground and just stab people in half, and it's just chaos, cars exploding. I'm like, bro, nobody chose to do this again. Oh
no, man. It's just like that's how the industry works. But I know that's one of those games. Honestly, I think if I was in charge of Activision and someone's like, hey, you're allowed to reboot one franchise, like, you know what? Can we do Prototype?
I think it will sell because it's just nothing. Like, yeah, we got all these other games like the Tide Annihilation. We got, this and that, which is these cool looking hack and slash. But
there's not like an open world game out there like where you're just told, hey, just go nuts, kill everyone, annihilate everything.
The closest thing to that, and you can't even kill everybody, but Just Cause, like. That was open world and you got your grappler hook and whatever.
Yeah.
I guess Spider-Man, but then you can't kill anybody, right?
No, but it's like, I love the back those days because, like, I'm not trying to get like super nostalgic or anything about the PS2 days because there's problems back in those days. That weren't great, but you just don't get that level of creativity anymore. Everything is so satired. It's so boring sometimes. Listen, I love my Souls games. But why is everyone else making one? Come on. Yeah.
Well, look at the showcase, right? I literally couldn't remember which was Lost Souls Aside and which was the Tide Annihilation.
Exactly. I still get excited for the ones I get excited for, but it's like, then they have to show like some of those games. I'm like, okay, why did you announce a Digimon game here? That's just weird because I like Digimon too.
Well, here's the crazy thing. One of the reasons why I'm really into Monster Hunter is a bad thing. Is because it's so similar to the other one I played. So it's like they didn't break the mold that much. So I'm like, okay, I knew I liked the old one, so I know I like this one. But they didn't really get that in creative. They didn't really do nothing special. I mean, it's damn near the same game. And that's the game before the very last game. You had Monster Hunter.
You're talking about Monster Hunter Worlds, or is it Rise?
Rise. Yeah, Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter Rise. and then now it's Wilds.
Dude, I remember the E3 they announced Monster Hunter Worlds. I was like, oh my god, a modern Monster Hunter game on consoles.
And the thing is, I was never familiar with the series. So when they announced Monster Hunter Worlds, I was like, damn, that looks cool. And people was like, oh, you never played the Monster Hunter? I'm like, no. So then I was diehard in Destiny, and then some of the guys were like, oh, you should try it. And then I played, I guess it must have been a demo or something or beta, and I was like, oh. So then I
think there was a beta.
And it was now to be fair, I was like really into it for about 3 months, and then Destiny must have came out with some new DLC, and I was gone. But
Taken King came out, and it took all your time.
something, I was like, oh, I'm out.
God, I just wish we would have a little bit more creativity in this generation. But hey,
but I think it's hard for developers. It seems like they're not being rewarded for creativity.
That's true.
So, and then also you got the problem where Murder said it earlier. Some companies just don't have that much money. So you might have a really creative game, but it probably doesn't look that good. And then you're just going to think it's not a good game.
So remember, like during the Game Awards, they announced Okami too. Everyone I was like watching when they announced it, like, what the hell's Okami? I'm like, oh, this is not going to go well, is it?
So it's crazy because Okami was such a big deal back in the day. It was a massive deal. So, when I seen it, I was like, I was never a big fan, but I knew people that was like in love with that game. So I would like to think it's going to do good.
I want every studio to be successful unless they make a bad game like Dragon Age Veilguard. That game could go.
Or Quantum Era. Wait, what's wrong with the Dragon Age? I'll say this. When I seen the trailers for Dragon Age, I'm like, that game looks amazing. The graphics look
to me good. So I'm not sure how deep you're into like the Dragon Age lore or anything, but it's like it's not Dragon Age anymore. It's Dragon Age with padded guards. It's like bowling. It's not bowling with the guards up. It's like it's not really bowling then. It's like that's what Dragon Age Veilguard feels like. It feels like it's just kind of a softer version. Mm-hmm. And I just don't like that. It's like Dragon Age, I remember like the first one was like super fucking dark. Like some of those quest lines were messed up and the whole story was freaking great. It was dark fantasy. And I wish we would have that now with Veilguard, but no, they wanted to. 2 elven gods are destroying the world as we know it, but we're sitting here in a literal circle talking about our feelings. Like, who's the writer of this? Get fire them. Get them out of here.
Yeah, never played it. This was another game that like seemed like it was too RPG heavy. Yeah, I do want a game flight at some point just because the graphics and the gameplay looked pretty cool, so I want to check it out. But it literally looked like it got the same graphics for the game that has the same graphics as it is that 33 Expedition. I'm like, damn, that looked just like that game.
That looks interesting though. As like a turn-based game, I'm interested to see how that plays.
I'm big time want to check it out. But again,
that's even on my wish list.
Right? That's not Xbox exclusive, right?
that was an Xbox exclusive until they decided to put it on PlayStation.
Oh, sorry. What? Sorry.
Expedition 33. That's not an Xbox exclusive, right?
No.
Okay. I thought it was. Huh.
No. That'll be on PlayStation.
Oh no. It was at the Xbox Showcase originally. That's why I thought it was exclusive. Yeah. I don't know.
The lady made some chicken strips and fries. We'll have to go grab some. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm looking like, bro, oh, that's right. It's 4:00 in the afternoon where you live.
Oh, she made them a while ago. It's 7:00. But yeah, she made them a while ago. I just snuck out there real quick.
No matter what time it is, I'm always gonna say it's 4:00 in the afternoon for murder. It'll be
right.
Like 2 a.m. here. I'm like, man, it's 4:00 in the afternoon for you.
Yeah. West Coast.
West Coast, baby.
Well, look, you guys got anything else? I'm gonna wrap this thing up, man. Definitely. You know what? This was cool for me. TBG was cool. You came on. Good stuff in the comments. Murder, thank you for coming on. We had some great conversations. And I just want to keep it open. That I don't want to. I asked my son last night. I said, he watches Joe Rogan's podcast all the time, and I never watched a podcast of his. I just watched the clips on YouTube. I said, how does he do a show? Because it seems like whenever I'm on YouTube, he's talking about everything. He's like, no, that's what he does. He starts off and just talk about what he feels is interesting to him. And when he have guests on, if they want to talk about whatever he can, and he see where it goes. I said, that's what I want to do. I've always wanted to do that, and I kind of did that, but I somehow let gaming control it. And it's cool if people come on and that's what we want to talk about, like today. But so I think what I want to do is what I did earlier. Just for the first maybe 45 minutes, I just want to bring up some stuff that maybe I want to talk about. And it was cool. You know, you guys was talking about the planes crashing, and people was like, "Oh yeah, you know," in the thing with the guys who can't take rejection from their women, and so it was cool.
No,
that I just wanted to talk about. But then I opened up the show at like 45 minutes in, and then we still talk about other stuff, but gaming, because I met you all because of gaming, right? So like FCAT is like, nobody's gonna talk about nothing other than gaming. I don't think that's true, but yes, will gaming be talked about a lot? Probably, because that's what we got in common. But I just don't want to say this is only gaming. You know what I mean? If that makes sense,
Yeah.
So, and I've been trying to get there for a long time, but consistency is key. So I think I am gonna really try to, I think that may be my format. I'll start off with just random stuff, and if the gaming might be in there too. And then when I open the floor, then we just see where we go. But I appreciate you guys for being here. And is anything else you guys want to throw out there before we go?
Hey, there's good gaming to be talked about. Just saying. When it's factual, sometimes you get it wrong, you get it right. But when you have a good conversation, it makes it worth it. And, man, thank you for having me on, bro.
Hey, listen, man. I love our conversations, and
Yeah.
the only unfortunate thing for you is I'm gonna beat the hell out of you tomorrow night. But still gonna love you though.
How many titles has Energy got this week? That's a fair question.
Energy do be racking up. Him and
What,
Rain.
2?
I
They ain't doing shit. They
You know what's
still
so
get
funny?
beat up.
I love watching you guys play We Wrestle Wednesdays, and it's so fun. And then I remember you guys are gonna have those server problems again next when the new game comes out.
I hope not. Jesus.
I will definitely say we will.
The island's gonna eat up more resources.
That might be right. I wonder how popular
But
it's gonna be.
I'm gonna be there day one, so
Same. I'm buying the Dead Man edition.
One. Well, maybe before day one, right?
Technically, yeah, early access, yeah.
yeah.
I cannot wait to play that game just
I
because.
think 5.
Something. We'll be
4 or
there.
5.
I think it's 3.
What
Taking
about
the socks off.
What
about
you
me?
got going on the channel, man?
Just I do a bi-weekly podcast or whenever I want to on Fridays. Just shooting the shit, talking about PlayStation news. It's called Planet PlayStation, and I'm actually funny enough using the service that you use too, Cowboy. So it's really nice, actually.
Talk Studio.
Yeah, it's actually really handy, and I pay for the $10 subscription, so I could have more fun.
Oh wait! They have a $10 subscription. Explain that.
Yeah, you just pay for it. I think it's $10 or $9 either way, and you could just pay for it. You get rid of the watermark and all that stuff.
Oh, not see. I was telling FCAT that you could do
Dude,
it.
I wish I could just tell FCAT like, dude, it's so easy to set up. Like all you literally need is just a decent computer and just set up.
That's it. It really.
And you can do a lot of fancy things too, like your own custom intro. Yeah, maybe you should post a link into the chat so that way FCAT don't have an excuse to dodge it.
I literally told him, I said, bro, I'll help you set it up. I'll show you everything I do. Like, I'll help you out. But guys, there's that PlayStation Gamer. Here's the link to his channel. Here's his channel in the background. See a little bit of what he is about, which is PlayStation. Good stuff.
They're doing a lot of Hellboss reactions.
Yeah, I'm loving the thumbnails and everything, man. So listen, man, keep doing your thing. And
thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, with that being said, we're gonna catch every one of you guys.
Cowboy, look on the dashboard. Look, that's Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Right there.
Let's go.
Anyway.
My only problem with that was I was mad at Rainbow Six Siege because one, I thought they didn't have terrorist mode anymore, terrorist hunt, which was like one of my favorite things to do on Rainbow Six 1 and 2, Vegas. And then they changed the name to something else. And then the game just plays a little different. Like, remember Rainbow Six Vegas, bro, when you would lean up against a door, open it, throw your smoke grenade in, and put your visors on, and rush in? Like,
Yeah.
you can't do that anymore. I'm like, they just pretty much changed
You
it
could
to
do it on 2?
No, I'm talking about Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, you just reminded me. Today, if you look, or you don't have to, of course, if you look at Ubisoft, they made a post just today. It might have been yesterday night of a full hold on, Papa, a full remaster, graphical, frame rate, everything is called Rainbow Siege X. Ubisoft is doing a full showcase for it March 3rd. That's news from today. They're totally remastering Rainbow Six Siege for people, and that's a big game for them. People don't talk about it as far as shooters, but it's always like in the top 5, and it's been out for a long time. But they just announced today that it's Rainbow Siege X,
Right.
and it's a full graphical overhaul, gameplay, blah blah blah. They put out a little commercial for it today, but they're doing a full exclusive showing of it like March 3rd or whatever. But yeah, just funny you mentioned Rainbow Six Siege because they're doing a thing for it, and a graphical update, game update, blah 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 through Ubisoft. And so, for people who play that game, they're getting a big old thing going on.
That's cool. I will give Ubisoft this credit. Man, they will stick with their games for a minute. They've been having my favorite Ubisoft game is on For Honor, and they've been running with For Honor forever.
Yeah. And which actually that's another game too. Assassin's Creed Shadows. That thing is looking really good, Cowboy. And it got a release date of like March 20th. The Shadows game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, that shit looks really good.
That looks when they put out that most recent trailer, I said, okay, now you got my attention.
The graphics and I was like, ooh wee. But yeah, like you were saying, if for people who like Rainbow Six Siege, they got the next chapter was just announced today for that, and it's called Rainbow Siege X. I don't know what it is,
You know what,
but
Murder? How about we watch the trailer?
or yeah, see, that was just announced today, I think.
2 days ago.
Oh well, yeah, see, okay.
Yeah, here, let me throw it on.
And see, I play Siege.
New era of Siege is coming, March 13th.
No, not the 3rd, the 13th. Yeah, yeah. For people that like that game, there's a lot of people that play it still. I jump in it sometime, but you gotta have a squad that's working together, boarding up windows and
Yep.
it's yeah.
That's dope.
No.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. Guys, thanks
Yes,
for
sir.
watching. I appreciate you guys. You epic people. Remember, one daily vlog. If you're a channel member, the vlogs just be on there. I make them and throw them on there, and then I pick and choose which one to put out each day. And then, man, Tuesdays is just a podcast. And the 4th, I'm gonna see what's up with this Monster Hunter thing. I'm excited about it, and I think it should be cool. But I think what I'll probably do, I get off work at 4:30. I'll probably, maybe start a podcast at 5 for a little bit, maybe 2.5 hours, and then maybe I'll go right into my Monster Hunter stream around 7:30. So, and then what it is, because Wednesdays is We Wrestle Wednesdays, and Murder about to get his head bashed in tomorrow. So look out for that as well. And that's pretty much everything on the channel. I'm also gonna try to use shorts in a different way. I just use shorts when I respond to people's comments. I think what I'm gonna do is whenever I go somewhere to eat dinner, I'll make a 15-second short. Just be, this is where I'm at, and stay tuned for the video. Video coming, and then it'd be like, oh, okay, the people, because YouTube, I'll make it short, and it'd be like 400 views the next day, and it'd just be me responding to a comment. So it'd be cool if I could utilize it to let people know, because that's how you reach different people that don't really watch the content, right?
Right.
So we'll see. That may be something I'll mess with, because I really don't mess with shorts like that. But we'll see.
But remember the one guy that you had on? I can't remember his name. Red Giraffe or somebody that was telling you that he got a lot of his subscribers just seeing certain shorts and things like that.
Yeah, the only
So
problem is
it does work for some things, huh?
it backfired on him. He had like 50,000 subscribers in 6 months. I never seen that happen.
Wow.
And then eventually, what ended up happening, all of his viewers and subscribers, they wouldn't watch his other stuff. He didn't figure out what was going on because he created a shorts channel. All those people were
Right.
subscribing for shorts, and they wouldn't watch anything other than shorts. I don't want that to happen to me. So that's
Right.
why I barely
Okay.
do them. Like
Right.
I respond to comments. I respond to like maybe 5, 6, 10 comments every 3 weeks. Like I'll do it in one
Right.
event, and then you won't see me doing it for like 3 weeks. And it'll be cool, and you'll see people subscribing. But those people want short content. Their
Right.
frame of mind is 15 seconds. I'll watch this guy for 15 seconds, and then after that, they're like, hey, So
Right. It's like that kid mentality. Right now, come on, boom, boom. My attention span is boom, boom, boom. Let's go.
And
Yeah.
I even try to dumb down my longer videos. I try to make it less than 5 minutes, unless I can.
Right.
Because I realize nowadays people want shorter stuff. They just do.
And I believe too, if somebody will sit there like I will on some of your longer videos, if they'll watch you for 5, they'll watch you for 10. Most people,
Yeah.
So.
But all right. But look, guys, we are out. Murder again. Thank you, bro, for coming on. Love the conversation, man. This is what I like, and for me, it just shows me that this is a thing, right? Like I know FCAT was like, bro, nobody want to just talk about games. They want the crazy stuff. Like think about it. We was able to talk about real stuff, Xbox and behind the scenes, but we never took it to a bashing session. We never took it to a belittling. It was just real.
Look at some of the people, and FCAT included. For one, the people that really really like talk about gaming, or if they're even trying to make a name in gaming, like I don't give a fuck about making a name in gaming, or I would have did this stuff. Like I'm not FCAT. If I want, I have the cameras, I have the money, I don't. After watching certain things that go down, I don't have the urge to do it. I can't do it. I'm unfiltered. I'll cuss somebody out. I gotta stay like tamed, as far as that. I don't got the time to argue about games that I like. It's kind of, you know what I mean? It's like it's kind of ridiculous if you think about it.
No. So me and QB was talking, and he was like, "Oh, Monster Hunter, it's it looks terrible, this and that." And I was like, "Well, me, my wife, my son was playing Dodge, man. We liked what we seen. No, you gotta watch the video before you start throwing blades." I said, "Why would I watch a video that's downing the game I like?" I said, "That's weird."
Right.
Like you're like, bro, your game is trash. Watch this video. Why would I do that? Because you're telling me what I've seen with my own eyes is bad. Granted, he was like, "Oh, well, the PC," and I was like, "Well, I don't have a PC." You know what I mean? So like, but why would I want to, willingly put myself through that, right? I just want to see you. Now, I might watch a review of something I bought. Maybe I bought some headphones, and I'm like, damn, I wonder do other people like it, or as other people having issues. I might do that.
Right.
Why would I willingly watch a video that's saying the game I like is trash?
Yeah. When you could turn around and make that same video for somebody else's game that you don't agree with.
Correct.
It's like, we had that argument with TK. He'll sit there and say we're playing wrestling, and then turn around and play My Little Pony kick. You're right, My Little Pony kick fighter. It's subjective, but I don't know.
That's the whole thing with gaming. It is subjective. And
But if you listen to a lot of those people that like the Reforges and the Thrashes, they're in there. They might throw their own feelings into it or whatever else. But for the most part, they're having a somewhat intelligent conversation about gaming.
correct.
I'm starting to notice that about things. Even though Thrash is his own thing. Nigga, 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 nigga. And I dig it. I'm from the West Coast too, so I totally dig it. But they're speaking on rumors and stuff, but for the most part, they're speaking about current affairs and real like gaming talk. And when you can have a conversation with grown-ups about like real gaming, you don't feel like you're wasting your time.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Here's the thing. If I could talk to you about gaming and if I could tell you're only listening to me waiting to speak to bash what I like, then I don't like that. But if you're actually having a legit adult response to something I said, then that's a conversation. That's a good conversation for me, right? But
for most people,
well, your thing didn't do this. Well, your thing didn't do this. It's like we can have those conversations, but if it's intelligent and intellectual, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, oh, I get what you're saying. Oh, well, if I said they made so much money on this, you say, oh, well, they did, so much of this. I'm like, oh, I get you. But when it's the animosity and it's just.
Hey, but like you said, you know how it goes. It's sports teams. It's the whole nine. Even if we not saying we, because I'll still battle if I need to, but it's like, you get to a certain point where it's like, what for? Like
yeah, I mean,
I
like
don't
I
know.
said, I'm never gonna act like it's not a thing. Again,
right.
The Eagles just won the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna be. My son is a Cowboys fan. He ain't trust
My
me.
wife is an Eagles fan. I met her in the sports bar rooting against her.
So trust me, my son was not sitting on the couch rooting for the Eagles, right?
Right.
Let's keep it 100. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna act like same thing with games. I'm not gonna say the Xbox die-hard Xbox guy is gonna be like, yay, the game's going to PlayStation. I'm not gonna. Now he might spin it and try to make it like it's a win for Xbox somehow, but
remember, Xbox makes more money, and they can if they want to put more money and more games in the Game Pass, they would do it. They're the richest company in the world, and they have bounced with Apple and Microsoft and Nvidia. They go like this every other day. Whoever stocks go up, it's like day to day. They're number one over each other.
Right.
And it's been like that for the last 7 years. You mean to tell me if the richest company in the world didn't want to go all into making Game Pass more than 35 million subscribers, they couldn't? They don't got the pocketbook. They can't go out there and third hat money hat along with PlayStation. Remember? I mean, yeah. Anyway, so they're going, their game's going everywhere. Thing, hey, cool, man. Cool, man. That's all I gotta say at this point. Cool, man.
It is. All right,
I'm still gonna play them whenever I want to.
Yeah. Listen, ain't no skin off your back.
Yep.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Catch you guys in the next one, and to then, see you tomorrow for We Wrestle Wednesdays. And now
I'm kicking.
You gonna do what?
Oh! I'm whooping your ass tomorrow. You, McNasty, Energy, you getting it. Rain, you getting it. I'm going out blazing.
All right. I'll be ready.
Yeah, and now your mama knows.
And now your mama knows.